Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I plan is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716 make them pay with some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and him. Talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host, Aramis.
It's your boy, Melly Mack.
You know, I'm not going to stall this time. I need y'all to help me out. I think we got a goal here.
What's the goal?
We're going to strive for 5.
Strive for 5.
Strive for 5. We only need 16 people to hit that subscribe button. 16 phone them.
That's right.
Hit that subscribe button. Why don't I win it? Just because.
Can we just get half of that tonight?
Can I get to 490 today?
Yeah, that'd be
That
dope.
would be sweet.
That would be dope.
So help us help you. Help us put this show in front of everybody. 6 people. Just 6 people. Come on down. Come on down. Push that subscribe button. It won't hurt. I promise.
That's all we need.
There's
Listen,
40 keys, though.
I hope, and I apologize to y'all before the show started, but I hope you guys understand. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I tried this season. I really, really, really tried this season. I tried to take a deep breath. I tried to, as Aaron Rodgers says, RELAX. Because at the end of the day, the Bills were going to win more games than they lost, and we were going to get to the playoffs, and we had this offense with all these weapons and all this other stuff. And after watching this Rams game and seeing what we got coming up on this Lions game, man, this is a team that's better than the one we just faced, and we fought for our lives in the last one and couldn't get it done. And I think for me, the mentality, the emotional space that brought me to was, I just need to see it now. I don't want to get caught up in the emotion of enjoying this ride. I don't even want to get caught up in the emotion of being mad at the team. I think I'm just in a very neutral place from now on where I'll watch the games, I'll critique all of that, but what really is going to matter to me going forward is what they do in the playoffs. Everything else this season is just, I told you so for me, because we know what their defense is. We know it all depends on Josh. We know Sean at some point against good teams is going to screw something up. At least one thing. At least one. And so far, the only team that it seems he hasn't done that with this season has been the Chiefs, where he coached a perfect game, essentially. And the Bills will struggle in games that they shouldn't, and they'll do well in games that they have no business doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it never goes the way that you plan for it to go. So I think I'm just gonna take a step back and just sit in purgatory until the playoffs start and see how it goes. With that said, let's get to stuff we heard, fellas. What do we got?
Let's get to some stuff. Popping stuff. What do y'all think about my man Bill Belichick in North Carolina, man?
I heard they gave him a cutout hoodie already.
You already got the
cutout hoodie.
Tar Heel joint?
I already got it.
Yo, what y'all think about that? So when I saw it, I'm like, yo, Bill 72, like going into college, like I don't know, like he
got
already,
24-year-old girlfriend though.
He already wanted, like somebody said he already wanted, like he told the guidelines, like I want this, I want that, I want this. So he already kind of laying his plan down, but
I like it.
I don't know. So Bill is going to go down as a legendary coach, right? He was the man. However, when he was not with Tom Brady, like I saw that Bill Belichick defense, I saw that team, and I did not like what I see. Basically, to me, it goes off with he just never adapted to the game. How the game changed, he never adapted to the game. But in college, it's a different ball game because, one, the teams are not as good as the NFL, right? So if you come up with a system that works, you're probably going to be successful. But I don't know. I don't know about him being that old and messing with these young kids, man. Like,
yeah.
Now, one thing I will give him, though, he is an incredible teacher. Mm-hmm. Incredible. Like, I saw him on all these shows, and the way he breaks the game down, I think they'll be able to pick it up quick.
Yeah.
But I don't know as far as like dealing with their personalities because like Bill, these kids is a different breed, bro. They're from a whole different generation. Like they not like what he's used to. So I think the biggest, I would just like to see how he's gonna handle their personalities. But I think as far as the game goes, he'll be good. But it's just I want to see how he works with these personalities because Deion got him to a science. I don't know if Bill could get with these kids like Deion can. What y'all think?
I think well, I don't want to say it's an experiment, but I think this is part of Belichick's process of tweaking whatever he needs to tweak to prepare himself for his next NFL job, right? His fault in New England was not knowing how to work with young players. He had Tom Brady, he had Gronk, he had guys on the team that could lead those guys so that he didn't have to. All he had to do was establish the culture and instill in them what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't really his job to relate to the play. Now he's seen and everybody else is seeing because he doesn't possess the ability to do that. He doesn't understand how to build systems that help these young quarterbacks grow. He doesn't understand, and I guess I shouldn't say he doesn't understand, but he's not well versed in it the way some of these younger coaches are, right? So I think from that standpoint, this is an easy way for him to get that experience of working with nothing but young players, learning how they think, learning how to communicate with them, learning how to work with them, so that when he gets to the NFL level and he's got to build a team full of young guys, you know what I'm saying? Because let's face it, he's going to be faced with that, no matter what. He may have some older players, but essentially he's going to have to build a team, wherever he goes because if the team fired a coach, they're obviously not doing that well. He's going to have to go rebuild the thing. Right. So I think it's a good move. I think it's a smart move from that standpoint so that he's much more prepared for his next NFL job. Now, in terms of his college performance, it's going to be tough because in my mind, he's a defensive guy. You know what I'm saying? And defensive guys, if you don't know how to build a team that makes it easy for a quarterback to win, then you're going to struggle. That's why we saw pretty much Matt Patricia struggled. Mike Vrabel after A.J. Brown left, and Tannehill didn't have no more weapons, and that offense couldn't do anything. They couldn't run the system that they were using. He struggled because building the system around the quarterback wasn't his thing. He had a guy to do it. Mm-hmm. So I think it would depend on who Bill brings in as an offensive coordinator as to what his success is going to look like. But at the end of the day, his head coaching decisions, game management decisions, and all that are going to be above and beyond anybody else in college right now. And I think that's where he'll win at first.
You think for the keys?
No, I personally don't think he wants to go at the NFL. I think you look at 72.
You think he wants college?
No, I think this is just you got to think about it. It's a shorter season. It's less responsibility, less on his plate as a college head coach than what he did at New England.
You think so?
Yeah. Furthermore, when it comes to New England, the way he ran New England with grown men, like you said.
Okay.
That only works with young people that want a scholarship. That only works with young guys that, now you got the NIL, stuff like that. So it's not as it was when we were in college, but it's still the same. But what you want to be here, you don't want to be here at all, or you don't want to be here. One of the two. But I can kick you off. You're done.
That's true.
So
what about the transfer portal, though?
They're getting rid of that.
When?
I'm not sure, but they've already started to reduce that. They've diminished that.
Well, yeah, if they get rid of that and the players have to stay there, then yeah, I think it'll be easier.
Yeah, I mean the thing about the Belichick name, you figure like this: his recruiting class of 2025 is going to be just this. He's going to be 77 before they graduate.
Dude.
So you think about it like that. That puts in a lot of perspective. At 77 years old, what are you really doing in the NFL? And that's why I say I don't think he's going to really so much look for, because he got out of the NFL because it was becoming too much. He knew that. He said that.
Yeah.
Right.
10-game college. That's why guys in college, when they come out of the college, go to the pros, they have a hard time playing 17 because they're like, I'm not used to this lane.
Right.
When it comes to the college game, once you're done, you start watching film. You're doing all the stuff. You got scouts all over the place. You're not going to the combines, to try to figure this out. You got guys out there going to people's houses, and if you get a 5-star recruit, yeah, okay, I get on a plane and go over there, but I don't have to do as much legwork as I did in the league. No more contracts I got to deal with. No more, like you say, the personalities. An 18-year-old kid is not going to uphold Bill Belichick. Because if he don't know who he is, his dad does. And I guarantee, and the thing is, I like this because, as A says, I'm a stick in the mud. He's like the anti-prime to me.
The anti-what?
The anti-prime to me.
The anti-prime.
He's the anti-prime.
Oh, my God.
And I mean, I'm not going to go into prime here, but what I'm really thinking about is
He's going to have the boringest college football team ever, bro.
he is.
But
that's the thing. I do.
God, oh, my
But
God.
the thing is, North Carolina is a prestigious school. Chapel Hill, everybody knows it, even if it's just for basketball.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick, the name is synonymous with prestige, and that's a good school for him to go to. Now, you say something like UB or something like that, like, yeah, that's weird. That's just strange. No disrespect to Pete Limbo. He did a great job. You see they had 3 All-Americans on the team this year, so 5, actually.
Nice.
But my guy Dolak, yeah, I'm putting it in there. You did your thing this year. Anyway, but no, yeah, going back to Belichick, no, I think this is a hell of a move for him at his age, especially. The money is going to be there. He's not going to, he's not wanting for anything. It's just like a hobby. It's a hobby you get paid $2, $3, $4 million a season to do.
Right.
Where else would you rather be?
Right.
Yeah.
I think you hit a point on with it with his age, man. Because now that I'm just thinking about it, man, I would love to be in his position at 72, bro. Like most people I know 72, like they not doing what Bill doing. Like they got a cane, they got issues, they got health problems. Like Bill living his life, man. 24-year-old girlfriend,
Yeah.
like he doing his best life at 72. Like I give him credit for that, man.
He's got a 24-year-old girlfriend and that mutton head over there in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
How old is his girl? Like 27 or something like that? She didn't know I was rich. Dude, look at your haircut.
Right.
Look at your cut. Right. She don't want you for you, dog. She know who you are.
How though, man? Like, what is going through? Like, if cause I'm a boy dad and a girl dad. Like before, it was like whatever, but now I got girls. I don't know, bro. Like if my daughter's like, yeah, I'm dating, I don't know, let's say Josh Allen when he's 70, and she's like, well, what are you doing?
You ever seen Bad Boys 2?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen at your house.
Oh,
Who at the door, Mel? Who that at your? Who you?
You gonna get that old man a heart attack, man.
But
who you?
Like what? I don't know. Like I'm not saying Bill's not an interesting guy, but what is he seeing in my man Bill at 72, bro? Like you think it's just the money? It can't be just the money.
No, Bill.
No, not at all.
Bill actually, like I said, Bill actually has a personality he doesn't want anybody to know about.
Yeah.
That's one thing that leaked on him. He has a personality. He just doesn't want people to know it.
But let's not pretend like this 24-year-old is like, oh my God, his personality is so great. I don't
Bill's
care
different.
about his lack of hair and his waist size and the
Bill's
lack of
different.
good looks.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Bill Belichick, but I mean, like, okay, a relationship like that to some degree screams family issues.
You see what Bones said?
It really does.
I can't even say what Bones said, but
But I'm gonna say it. Bone said, "Ew, old long balls." Yeah, long balls. Getting it in with the 24-year-old. Listen, at some point,
he got the senior citizen pumps.
well,
AARP pumps.
yeah. At some point, Bill has to know there's something broken in this girl. But I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Bill. I mean, I don't know. That's got to be more on him than it is on her.
No, yeah. I mean, we know for a fact. In these instances, this isn't Trading Places. This isn't Brewster's Millions. Where I didn't know you were rich. No,
Right.
No. Everybody knows these people. And Mark Davis. Oh my God! Don't start on.
You got the little Lego piece.
Yeah, he does look like a little Lego man. They bringing a mullet back, but it ain't because of him. That's atrocious.
So, okay. Did y'all hear about DeAndre Campbell?
I had it on my list.
Unbelievable.
Do we know why though?
I mean, we're familiar with this already.
Yeah. Do we know why though?
Why am I not familiar with it? What happened?
So DeAndre Campbell quit on the 49ers right in the third quarter.
He said I'm not
Put
playing
Avonte
no more.
Davis?
Yes.
He said I'm not playing. He said I'm not. They said you need to go. No.
So when they signed him this season, Dre Greenlaw was injured. He was out for the first 12 games of the season. So DeAndre Campbell was the starter, right? So DeAndre Campbell played, and then Dre Greenlaw came back for this week's game. Well, in this week's game, Greenlaw ends up, something was going on with his Achilles. It was bothering him or something like that, so they took him out. And another linebacker got hurt earlier in the game. So all they had left was Campbell. So they go to Campbell, hey, we need you, dog.
Like,
I don't want to play.
Nah.
Straight up, I don't want to play.
He said, nah.
Did he not know that, bro? You not starting over Greenlaw, and you was only starting.
Well, he was a
hurt.
12. See, that's
He
the thing.
had to have known.
That's the thing. See, this is where we're looking at our team. We had the same scenario on our team. Dorian Williams.
Yeah.
This guy started 12 games this year.
Yep.
And now, after my 12 games, and we were, they were whatever. The defense, I'm sure, was okay. But now you're going to pull me out because he's healthy? Up your nose with a rubber hose.
But hold on. To me, it's a little different because Dorian Williams was on the team when Matt Milano was playing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he already knew the drill. So this dude sounded like he signed thinking that he was going to be the guy.
Yeah,
So
this
to
was
me,
his
to me, that's a
Well,
difference.
yeah, but I'm saying, what I'm saying is it's just the mentality piece.
Yeah.
When you sign, Dre Greenlaw was already here. Why'd you sign there
Right.
if you knew?
The only confusion that I could see taking place is DeAndre Campbell thinking he's better than Greenlaw and a better fit for the team than Greenlaw. As if Greenlaw, as if the 49ers weren't fully invested in Greenlaw as their starter, right? Because when Campbell was with the Packers, which is who he was with the year before, he was a captain, right? So if you a captain and you go to a new team and you have this mentality of, man, I was a captain, I'm coming in here, I'm starting all these games, I'm playing well for y'all and blah, blah, blah. Man, Greenlaw could sit.
Okay, let's.
I was a captain. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should favor me because I done played all these games. Sit him. Nah, 49ers is like, yo, that's our starter.
He signed a 1-year, $5 million contract. He should have known better.
That's true.
He should have known better.
That's true. Yeah.
You knew
Based
better.
off them numbers
Just
alone.
based off of the contract.
Right. Right. I was like, what's his contract? Because no.
They should have just held those up in front of him. One
Right.
got $5 million on it. The other one got, I don't know how much Greenlaw's
Yeah,
making.
So
It's
like,
more than
so can you think it's just a ego thing? Like, yo, I've been playing, I've been doing good. Like, I'm the guy.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying when I say Dorian Williams is our defense was excellent when he was on the field. Matt Milano comes back against San Francisco, rusty as hell. And what I say when we played the Rams, I said I hope they figure out how to get them both on the field because Matt Milano did not show anything that says I'm ready to go against that kind of defense or offense. So for Dorian, if he had an ego, I could see this playing out again. But for this Campbell guy, you go into a team, it's your first year there, on a 1-year contract with a whole bunch of voided years. So you're really only making like $1 million or something like that. And you think you're going to unseat the guy that's been starting for the team for how long?
Right.
So it's an ego thing, like you said. He was a captain before, but you're not a captain in San Francisco. Yeah. Now you don't have a job in San Francisco.
So yo, he didn't play, or he just said, "Nah, I'm."
Yeah, he ain't playing.
In the third quarter, he walked off the field.
Yeah, now he's not there anymore.
Right.
Yeah, Shanahan originally said either he's going to be suspended or terminated.
That's crazy.
And then I just saw something that said he's not with them anymore.
If that's you, like you two, and it plays in your head, are y'all doing the same thing? What y'all doing?
No.
If I'm Campbell,
Yeah.
The way he's thought about this, I'm scared of the answer.
Hey, honest man, whatever. Like,
yeah.
No, I
So
want him to be.
it depends on what I was told because we've seen very recently people can tell you stuff and not necessarily do it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what the team told him. We're just vilifying the dude right now. We don't have the whole story.
Right.
So if the team told me, hey, look, 1 year, $5 million, but if you go in there and you we could depend on you, blah blah blah, you do your thing, we'll re-sign you, you'll stay in as a star. Like you know how people sell you on stuff. You know what I'm saying? Of course the 49ers wanted a guy who was a captain and all that to come and stabilize or solidify that spot for now until Greenlaw comes back. But you're not gonna tell him that up front.
Right.
Like what player is signing a deal like that coming from where they came from?
Yeah.
He could have stayed in Green Bay and just kept the captaincy and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe he couldn't have. See, that's the thing, too. Maybe he couldn't have.
Well, that's true, too. But, I mean, he could have gone to a lesser team and been a viable starter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Perhaps.
Or
I mean,
somebody, they don't have a green law.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it was really about him starting and being valued in his mind, I mean, like those are the things that I would have to consider because if that was the train of thought that, man, they told me something different and now they bring this dude in, they just acting like I don't exist, man, listen, it's between me and the team. Like, I get what everybody else is saying on national media and all, because I was watching Acho and them boys, and they was going heavy at the dude, talking about you a traitor, you a quitter, you this. Like, y'all don't even know the whole story. Like, if his beef is with the team, then it really don't got nothing to do with the brothers on the team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I get you on a football team, you play for your brothers, but he didn't start with y'all. This is his first year here.
Right.
So his commitment ain't as strong as all of y'all's. He's still trying to get in where he fit in, and right now the team just told him we ain't really got a space for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I usually try to consider both sides in this. I do get both sides. I completely understand both sides. Yeah. But I think if it was me, it would depend on what they told me before I signed the contract. If they didn't tell me nothing and I signed the contract for 1 year, $5 million, then yeah, I'm gonna have the understanding in my head. Okay, Greenlaw probably coming back.
Right.
I'm gonna have to sit down and I'll just shut up and sit down like Williams has. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So if it's me, right? So I'll put myself in the shoes, right? Now me, like, I think differently, right? Here's my thing. So I signed for $5 million, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm playing, I'm balling. Greenlaw coming. All right, cool. Now y'all need me to go. Like, to me, I'm playing to get my second contract.
Right.
It's just me, like, because and here's the other thing. If I'm gonna get the whole 5 and I can chill on the bench, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with that because at the end of the day, I'm employed, I got a job, I'm getting paid. Right? Case in point, this is football. Injuries happen all the time. Mm-hmm. So that in my mind, I'm gonna have a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are always gonna have an opportunity. Just when you get the opportunity, like Eminem said, like, you can't mess up the opportunity because you only get one shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm looking at it like that. Like, I'm not looking at it like, oh, nah, you want to put me out there? Like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the whole story, but just personality-wise and just thinking of just the situation, yeah, okay. Like, just the fact that I got a break and I could chill and he play, and I'm sitting there and I'm getting paid, I'm cool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, no, that's a great point because we don't know what his contract stipulates in terms of what's incentives and what is base pay and all that kind of stuff. That's a great point. John Blackman Jr., welcome to the chat, my man. Welcome to the show. He says, I hear you with that, so I do think that the defense will step up and make a play here or make a play here or there with sack or forced fumble. Something has to happen for the defense. Okay, he's talking about what I was saying at the beginning of the show. Okay, before I respond to that, let's finish up with stuff we heard. What did you have?
Let's see.
Oh, you got Campbell's contract? Is that?
Yeah, that was 1 year 5. But to answer your question in regards to what I would do.
Yeah, what would you do?
I know I signed a 1 year, $5 million contract. I signed fast. I got released on March 10th. I signed on March 15th.
Oh, wow.
You didn't even do your due diligence. So when they're sitting me down and give me a $5 million contract for 1 year with a whole bunch of void years, that tells me, okay, I'm a piece. I could be I'm a high price backup. I'm a special teams player. $5 million is chump change in the NFL these days. 1 year, they have no investment in you. They just had a whole bunch of void years so they can chunk your contract down. They don't. If I saw that, I'd be like, okay, I'm here for a year, and if that happened to me, I'd be playing. I play that in that third and fourth quarter. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm not staying here. This is what it is. If they told me something that didn't happen, I'm not staying here. I doubt they did, though, because you think about it, this contract says this. And like I said, Greenlaw, I don't know if he was out all last season or what, but he's a mainstay. The guy was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, so if I'm going to a Super Bowl team and the Super Bowl unit that I'm going to is still there, I'm not going to start. I know this. You know, it's like a rookie, a first-round rookie. Why do you think they never draft first-round rookies to a heavily powered young unit? Because they're not going to pay us. It's a bad investment. So they didn't give you $5 million to be a major component.
Right.
You got to know that. But also, you have to honor your contract. You know, if you don't honor your contract, you just created career assassination because everybody saw this.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to give you a big commitment, when's he going to do it to us? He might be done. You know, so you gotta be smart. What do you think his agent is saying to him right now? What the hell was that about? Yeah. I could have got you money next year if you would have just been patient.
Not no more. Ain't nobody signing
nobody.
him.
It's just going to be a Vontez Burfict situation.
Yeah.
You know, a head case kind of situation. And you know, to the what did you want to do about the contract? You said you wanted to take a look at it?
I just wanted to see, you know, what his contract looked like in terms of base pay and you know what's tied up in bonuses.
His
and stuff
base
like
is
that.
1.2, signing 670,000, roster bonus 220,000.
So if his base is only 1.2, of course he wanted to play because so much of that money is tied up in incentives.
Right. So like to me, I'm like, okay, yeah. Like I said, I'm cool with the break, but if I get opportunity, I'm
Exactly.
Well, no, because you got to think about it. His base, he's got $670,000 in his signing bonus. His cap hit this year was only $2,200. So he's getting almost all that money already.
Is he?
All he had to do was be there. I mean, there's really nothing.
Workout bonus and roster. Yeah,
Yeah.
but so the workout bonus and the roster bonus totals out to $320,000. That 320 plus the signing bonus of $670. That's only another $1 million.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. It's nothing crazy. If you look down here, it says his playtime incentive 60% of the game or 60% of the season, $250,000, 70% of the season, $500,000. You tell me you wouldn't make that next year in another contract?
Right.
Had you kept your mouth shut?
Right. Oh yeah.
See,
but
this is the stuff that he's fighting over that,
yeah,
and now you just screwed yourself.
How old is he?
31.
Oh, and he 31?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, he done. He can't come back from this.
It's over.
Right.
Career assassination.
What else we got?
Dan Campbell said Josh Paschal, DJ Reader, Levi. Go ahead. Unwuzariki.
Unwuzarike.
Yeah. Aleem
What's the
McNeil, Taylor Decker, and are all trending towards playing against the Bills.
Bring him on.
Wow.
This is the first
I
time.
want all the smoke.
They said this is the first time that they've had a fully healthy defensive line, except for Aiden Hutchinson, of course.
DJ Reader's gonna be DJ Reader and McNeil are gonna be a huge problem to run against. I'm just telling you right now, those dudes are gonna be a huge problem to read against.
Hey,
to run against.
I want all the smoke because that way when we beat them, they can't say, "Oh, well, this person wasn't playing and this person wasn't playing." I can't say nothing.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Listen,
up.
I think that I'll just say it. I think it's gonna be another shootout. But we'll get to that. Go ahead.
I'm good.
Did y'all see? Okay. So we have another highest paid athlete. You see my man Juan Soto from
for the Mets.
See, it's all over the place.
Yeah,
I don't know baseball. He only played for this team.
I'm mad he left the Yankees to do it though.
165 for 15.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He wants this to happen.
That's a real trader right there.
He wants this to happen real bad.
I'm telling you.
He wanted to go play with his best friend.
Mark my words. I'm telling you, it's coming. These contracts are coming to the NFL. They're coming to basketball. They're coming. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Basketball
my man, what you call? He set the blueprint. He set the blueprint.
Mahomes?
No, my man for the Dodgers, Ohtani.
Oh, yeah, but like so Mahomes got a 10-year contract though. So close.
What's his
10-year, $500 million.
See, he's close.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like you right.
He's in the $500 million.
Yeah, he getting there.
These dudes, I'm telling you, that's why key. That's why I said I was scared about Josh. I'm like, bro, this man gonna want $800 million, man. Like we can't afford that.
But see, that's
like, no, we can make it happen.
What I tell you, no, what I tell you, I said he's getting paid the 13th highest contract now.
Yeah.
Why is he still playing? Why is he like, yo, where's my money? Why is he making more? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing this. Where's my guap? You know, when he signed, he was the 7th highest. So that tells you right there, he had no intention of being the highest paid quarterback. And Buffalo is so lucky for that.
Oh, bro. That's why I think it's going. I don't know how long it's going to last, bro.
What you mean?
I'm scared.
You'll be fine. He ain't going to last. He's not going
to.
I want him to, but he's not going to do it. I really want him to, because he's not going to do it. Because what that would force Buffalo to do is stop buying these overpriced retread guys that they've been buying, and actually do their due diligence and recruit people the right way.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I'm good for now.
Good?
I'm sure I might circle back on something, but go ahead.
All right, so let's get to John Blackman's comment here. I'll read it again. He says, I'll pull it up so everybody can see. He says, I hear you with that. So I do think that the defense will step up and make a play here or there with a sack or forced fumble. Something that has to happen for the defense. I don't think anything is going to happen for any defense in this game in terms of stopping the pass. I think both teams are gonna give everything they got to stop the run. I think the Bills know they have to play a different style of defense in this game if they want to win. They have to take, like, get rid of all the guardrails. They got to pull all the stop signs out. Like, just everything has to be surrounded around stopping that run. The hard part about that is the Lions run a 12 formation, like a lot. Right? If you running out of 12 formation and you got and no disrespect to him, but you got little old Taron Johnson out there. I don't care how many gaps you try to shoot. I don't care how fast you think you are. You're not gonna beat a tight end to the inside consistently enough, and don't let one of those dudes get a hold of him because it's over after that. He's getting moved out of the way, and then there's a giant gap that one of our two stand-in safeties are gonna have to cover, because now we talking about possibly both the starting safeties being out in this game. So I just think from the macro, I think defensively we need to play a different style in this game. If that means 4-3 base, if that means blitzing more, whatever that means, the Bills are going to have to go all out defensively just to try to make something happen. Because if they don't, it's going to look a lot like it did against the Rams last week, and it might be a situation where, the person with the ball last wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think the problem with this week is Douglas is already out, right?
Yeah.
So originally,
does that mean Elam's starting? Do we know?
Probably Jamarcus.
Jamarcus. Oh,
Probably Jamarcus.
God.
So since he's already out, going into like everybody knows their run game is vicious, right? They got Sonic and Knuckles back there, like them boys is nice. However, I'm thinking Dan Campbell might play to his strengths and weaknesses with our secondary being hurt like that. He might attack it.
Yeah.
So he might not run Gibbs and Montgomery like he normally would. He might try to attack him in the passing game because they're vulnerable now. And that changes the game for me. But I do believe that their best asset is that run game. Yeah. So I'm going to say this. The difference between this team and the Rams are better with Matt Stafford staying in the pocket and eating you up. That's what he's good at. That's what he wants you to do. That's what he's good at, right? Jared Goff, if we do the same thing with him, he's not going to eat us up like that.
Right. He's not a pocket passer.
No,
he
he's
needs
not.
Play action.
He's not going to eat us up like that.
Yeah.
However, that's what I'm saying. I'm more worried about the run game because if those two guys get going, that's, I think, will be the difference. Yeah. But hopefully maybe because he's thinking, oh, they're hurt, I'm going to try to attack it, maybe that'll work out in our favor because he'll stop running.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, here's to hoping that happens. You know what I mean? We'll see.
What's ironic about this is that they actually have less yards after contact than the Bills do in rushing. So you think about if you can get to the guy, if you can attack him at the point, you have a shot. But the problem is they do a lot with the offensive line that makes your defensive linemen think. And that was not our strong suit up in Nessa last week. We saw that. I don't think I heard Hamlin's out. I heard Taylor Rappers is probably going to play. Okay. So they should be there. Whether that means anything or not, I don't want to change a whole lot to what you've been doing because if you do that, if you know anything about a team that couldn't practice because of the snow the last day or two, you don't want to install something that you haven't seen on the practice field. So over all this blitz and all this stuff, they should have been doing that. They should have been running 4-3. They should have had that in the arsenal, which they don't now. So I don't really want to reverse course and switch it up, even though that's what we should have done a while ago. Last week we should have. When we were getting mollywopped.
They did it a little bit last week.
Well, when we were getting mollywopped, I don't know who's the third linebacker because Dorian didn't play. So it had to be another.
Who did they play?
Dorian didn't play.
From what I saw, I could be wrong. I didn't see him come out of
nickel.
I didn't see him
nickel the whole time.
I didn't see him come out.
I thought maybe it was a different game.
Now, to me, like just a little bit on that last game, I was telling Key, I'm like, I heard a lot of the comments. I heard a lot of people talking about it. To me, it's like there's a saying that don't look at the speck in my eye when there's a beam in yours. So I feel like they're going off the speck. Like, yes, and I'll say this. McDermott should have been criticized for the way he called the game because he could have been better. He messed up. Boom, cool. But to me, that's the spec. The beam is Puka Nacua. Why did not that? What, they don't know how to double team?
I know.
Like, it makes no sense to me. Like,
right.
First of all, Stafford missed 4 completions the whole game? He had all the time in the world. There was no pressure. They got no sacks, and he ate them up.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, why aren't you doing anything to stop that? Like, that's what's killing you.
I think they were worried that if they focused that much on Puka, that Kupp was going to kill him.
Listen, I told Key, I would rather Kupp do it because, to me, so here's my thing. Again, I like wide receivers. I like wide receivers. I know wide receivers. Puka,
You like who?
Wide receivers.
Okay. I didn't hear him the first 3 times.
Puka is a beast. The reason why is, one, he likes contact. He likes physical contact. He's not the fastest guy, but he'll do anything. Like those short intermediate rights, like he's a bruiser.
Yeah.
Kupp don't want that. He don't play that game. He don't play that game. So I think if they would have went to Kupp, we would have had an answer for him. But our defense, we don't have an answer for Nakua. And I knew it. I know it. That's why I said, I was like, yeah, we're going to lose this game.
This is the issue with that. Not what you said, but to your point. The defense is to dictate. McDermott's downfall, and I don't like to jump on him, but his downfall is he never dictates. He never goes and says, this is what we're taking away. We're gonna see what they do and try to win our game. No. You go into each game you should make Matt Stafford say, you know what, who are they letting me have today?
Right.
Because it's not going to be one person on any given route.
Right.
Who are they going to let me have today? Because McDermott says, okay, you can't have Nakua, you can't have Kupp, you can have Robinson. Or go ahead and try it with Kyron Williams. But you can't get on the right side, go on the left side. That's all you're going to get.
Right.
And it's up to you to figure it out. But our defensive scheme never dictates anything to anybody.
I want to play a clip for you guys real quick. Just for everybody watching, it's not just us. I know some of the stuff you see in our thumbnails and all that kind of stuff, you might feel like we're overly critical of Sean. It's not just us. I heard Steve Tasker talking today about how, the defense continues to try their hardest to never come out of nickel. And after last week's game, he said there's some valid questions about that thought process, right? But here's a clip from, where is it? From Chris Sims.
Up on top.
Oh, here we go. And I forgot this guy's name, but here, check this out real quick.
Wild card round. Hey, the for the Bills, I mean, the top teams in football are the worst matchups for them, and I know that people go, well, duh, but the way they play is tough matchups. The Ravens, the Eagles, the Lions, they're going to be tough. Right? The Bills are going to be better against teams that, like the Chiefs, where, they want to run the ball a little bit so they can go all in on the run. But, there's no people to worry about that's scary in the pass game. So they can find one area to kind of gamble in and go all in on. When they got to play the Ravens, they get blown out. Oh, they got to play the Rams. They can do the same type of thing. Oh, they let up 45 points, right? I expect the same thing. Here's one thing I know we're going to move on to the next game, but I want to ask you this. I think the Bills are at the point here where you heard me say this about other teams in the past. Stop playing these zone slow death defenses. Stop. The best player on your team is the quarterback of your football team. There's too many times last game, in the Rams game specifically and other games, where he's over there by the Gatorade bottle all day long, right? Get blitz, shit or get off the pot. Do something. I'm so sick of that. But we're going to play zone and make them work and do okay, that's to a point. But with some of these high functioning offenses, they go down and score every time. So how about not just take some gambles and see if you can make something negative happen and maybe get a turnover or get the ball. And if not, they go down and score, but at least Josh Allen's not on the bench for 17 minutes. They do it too much. I got to think they got to reevaluate that in these type of football games. It's what I'm going to be watching for at 425.
And see what he just said right there is what I've been saying. And this is why Hamlin is somebody I'm like, all right, cool. Or Raptors. Because you can't. They didn't build the team for any of that. They didn't build the team to be a takeaway defense. Like I just said, he doesn't want to be a dictator. He doesn't want to determine the outcome of the game. He wants to let it come to him.
Yep.
And I didn't hear that. And that was Mike Florio, too. The other guy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, look at our defensive line. Where's the bendy guy? Where's the trace guy been screaming for?
Yep.
Where's the dominant defensive tackle been screaming for? Where's that dominant corner? We don't have him. Benford's nice. He's nice. Everybody talks about how elite he is. Where's his turnovers? Where's his takeaways?
Exactly.
Where's his playing the balls? Hamlin, he's a step slow. We knew that, but he's a backup. Why is Taylor Rapp? What are you expecting from these guys? You can't. And what I was going to say earlier before we went to that clip was Detroit blitzes a lot, but they never get home. I think they're like 7th or something like that in blitz rate.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't. They have like 2 or 3 more sacks than us or whatever. It's real close to us, and we don't blitz at all. So my thing is, if you want to try to change the way you play now, you're going to burn yourself because we don't have the equipment to do what we're supposed to be doing, which we should have did in the draft, which we should have did when we started paying all these 1-year contracts. Yeah. They hit on Leonard Floyd. Name somebody else they've hit on. Right. Go to the free agent that you don't have to. You got to force a square peg into a round hole to say this guy fit. That was a good signing. This one, Daquan Jones, he had a good 12 games last year or whatever it was. It's over now. Yeah. What's the contingency? He's 32. What were you going to do after that anyway? You going to let his wheels fall off and then say, "Oh God, what do we do now? What are you going to do?" Right. And that's how we operate. And every time we go into the season, we're like, "Oh, this is a year to do what?" And that's why it's the same thing over and over again. Not because the players aren't good. Not because Josh ain't good, not because of the offensive coordinator, but it's the people that put the people on the team that are failing every time.
Right. I think that's Sweat says McDermott is too stubborn to do what's right with the defense, and he's supposed to be a defensive coach. His coaching style is a joke to winning record teams. Yeah, I mean, this is why I did the deep dive into, Sean McDermott's winning record against quarterbacks with 500 or above winning percentages for their careers. Whenever you have a team that has a good coach and a good quarterback, Sean is going to struggle against that team because they know how to find the holes in Sean's defense. It's actually not that hard.
Because you don't have anybody rushing them.
Right. Mm-hmm. You spent majority of the money that's spent on defense on the defensive line for a defensive line that cannot affect the quarterback. They can apply pressure, but every defensive line in the league can apply pressure. We have to get away from this and this is why I titled this episode "Why the Lie is So Believable," because what the Buffalo Bills like to tell us about their pass rush is, well, we don't get a lot of sacks, but we get a lot of pressure. Greg Rousseau is number 2 in the league in pressures. Okay, how much does pressure affect good quarterbacks? How much does it affect Josh Allen? It don't seem to affect him at all. How much did pressure seem to affect Matt Stafford? Not much at all. We touched him 3 times in that game.
Because I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So what that accounts for? Greg Rousseau would be the pressure would work if you had somebody on the other side.
Right.
That finish it off. You had somebody coming up the middle. That finish it off. You don't.
Exactly. And that there is the primary point and part of the foundation of my point whenever I criticize McDermott or I say we need a different head coach. It's not that I don't think the Bills can win with Sean McDermott. They've been winning games with Sean McDermott. But again, this goes back to my thought process of name any coach that can't come in and win regular season games with Josh Allen. I mean, Urban Meyer could have come in and won regular season games with Josh Allen. Now, I will give Sean credit from the standpoint of the culture he built and consistency with his just being committed to his. It's hard to be that committed to your game plan and your process with everybody screaming. So I'll give him that for having strength of character. Fine. But when it comes to what wins in the NFL, in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl, I don't think he has I don't think he's accepted the reality. I think he knows what other people do, but I don't think he's accepted the reality of what he's going to have to do in order to win at that level.
Yeah, I think. Okay.
So I want to ask y'all this: Would y'all minds be changed if we would have won that Rams game?
No,
because you want to.
No, well, I can make it real quick. The reason why I say no is because had we won, I don't need McDermott lambasted, but I didn't think we were even in the game. Honestly, it was 44-42, but after the second quarter, I looked at you. I said, it's over. Mm-hmm. I said, it's over because the guys on the sideline, there was no fire. And that's up to whoever, your leadership council. There's up to your people on the field to make plays, to inspire people to be better. But no, I knew in my heart of hearts when I saw how the Rams looked, we were going to lose. Even though I can't respect the whatever you want to call it. I know it's supposed to be horns, but I want to say the hypnotic thing on the side.
Yeah.
They're a good football team. Let's call it what it is. I just can't myself for reasons of childhood, respect them. So no, I don't think that would have changed my mind at all.
So the reason why I brought that up is because I'm looking at the season right now in the vacuum, and basically to me, the only team that really beat us was the Ravens. Like, even though we lost to the Rams, like, bro, like, we put up 42 points on them. So it's not like we really, in my eyes, we didn't really struggle against the Rams. It's just the defense refused to change because normally, like, A put in the text thread. I want to see what they would come out in the second half because normally they make those adjustments, but they did not. So basically, you allowed this dude to kill you for 2 quarters, and you did it again for the next 2 quarters. Like, but I kind of knew that this was coming. Like, I knew they were going to lose, but to me, it's not a big thing because, one, they didn't get smoked, and 2, they really could have won that game. They almost could have won that game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think if they had held on to that third timeout and scored that touchdown a different way, and you know, I still think they, you know, after that they still should try for an onside kick. And the only tough part about that, if I'm trying to think this whole process through in that game, is thinking that you're going to score that touchdown and then stop them 3 times in a row. I mean, you weren't stopping the run in the second half. You slowed it down, but once they got to within 3 or 4 yards of the first down, they ran it almost every time for first downs when they were in that range. So there's no guarantee that you would have stopped them 3 times to even get the ball back. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's kind of beside the point. I look at it. I look at it from this perspective. This season, the Buffalo Bills are 2-3 against teams over 500. What that says to me is, when they face better competition, even like Chris Sims said, when they face better competition, it becomes a situation where Sean doesn't have an advantage. And I think we've watched this Buffalo Bills team enough to know when they have an advantage, they win. When they don't have an advantage or it's evenly matched, oftentimes they're at a disadvantage because in one way or another, either the team is coaching better than Sean McDermott or the players are more talented than what we have on defense to stop them, and they score whenever they want, or they make enough plays. Let's just say that. They make enough plays to win those games. And in the playoffs, and this is just what I've been told from NFL players, in the playoffs, it's more about talent than it is scheme. You need those players to get to come up and make plays. And Sean McDermott's team on defense is all about scheme. Name me one defensive player that's gone anywhere else from this defense and had success that Sean drafted, I mean. Levi Wallace got killed for 200 yards by Jerry Jeudy and Jameis Winston. Like, Levi Wallace has been...
The only one is Evans. He's the only one.
He got to put some respect on me. It's famous Jameis Winston.
I'm sorry, you said what?
Junie. Winston. Booyah. Famous.
You won a Super Bowl and Matt. I'm not trying to hear it.
You know what I want?
There's a lot of cuss words y'all putting on the show right now. I just hope y'all understand
Amos
that.
cookies.
My children are in the other room.
They are. I want some famous Amos cookies. They would have won against the Rams. You're right. Next time if he zooms it in, he's going to send a video, zoom it in.
Who are y'all talking about?
Famous Jameis, the one and only. The one and only.
Every time I ask you who y'all talking about, I just hear a blank nothing.
Well, you might not hear nothing, but they do. Famous Jameis. But no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So basically, the reason why I asked it, because, like I said, I expect them to lose the game. But to me, there's no team in the NFL where the Bills can't score. So to me, in the playoffs, it's all about scoring.
Well,
so like I'm not worried because there's no team that we can't score on.
But that means you would have to have
one team.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Okay, so I get your point. That would mean though, if I'm gonna go with that strategy, and I'm cool with that because remember, like the Chiefs did it. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs ain't had no defense. Bengals ain't had no. Rams had a bad defense. They won it. Listen, if we gonna do that, I'm fine with it. But I need my head coach to operate under that understanding too, because the way that he calls these games is as if he's still depending on his defense to make a play. So either Sean's going to have to be real with himself and coach as if this offense has to carry the team, or we got to get somebody else that's going to think that way. You know what I'm saying? Because you're right. This offense can beat anybody. I wholeheartedly agree with that. But the defense, man, like, you know what I'm saying? That's the hard part is having belief in that being the thing that wins games. So, I mean.
You got your flashlight on your phone?
Huh? I have the flashlight. I do? Oh, yeah, I do.
Appreciate you, Roy.
Somebody told me I had
Roy, he said, "Do you have your flashlight on?"
Oh, yeah.
See how close knit this family is? Hey, we need 6 subs because we this close.
Right.
He ain't. He heard Roy, not you.
All right, listen.
See, because you were talking about famous James, and he just disregarded you.
That's
you
what
almost
it is.
didn't get a
I'm
ride
so
home
used
from
to
him.
not listening to y'all.
You almost didn't get a ride home because of this. I got you though. No, and this is where I take a lot of flack. This is the outscoring other teams thing drives me off a wall because you're not scoring 42 points every week.
Almost 35, 30,
well,
31,
I get
34,
that, but
like,
what I'm saying is you can't rely on that, especially we're talking about playoff football. You can't rely on that. You need to stop somebody. Why do you only have 20 minutes of possession time the whole game? Why are you outscored what is it? It's 2-1, and you didn't want to run. What are you doing? You want to let Puka Nacua get on the field and just have a day. Guess what? If you would have ran Ray Davis, I didn't even say Himbo, because I'm being serious. You would have ran Ray Davis. Where'd Ty Johnson go?
Exactly.
What happened to those two?
Yeah.
But guess what? No, let's not let the clock run because Josh, he was okay. He was okay. But his completion percentage is what, about 60%? So guess what?
It's less than that. It's like
59, I was going to say, 50, 57
59,
or something like that. Yeah.
59, yeah.
So guess what's happening on those other, let me do my math here, 43%. Guess what? The clock stops.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Do you think they stopped Josh Allen in any type of way?
Who?
The Rams?
No, I don't think they care.
No, yeah. No.
And
I don't think they care.
I think that's the point that I'm harping on is I get it. The defense is you look at the whole since Josh been here, it's always been the defense. It's never the offense. It's always the defense.
Yeah.
But my point is this is like I haven't found a team that can successfully shut Josh Allen down.
Well, okay, I get that, but so let's take it back to my last point because what I think happens is in the beginning of games, the team plays like Sean wants them to play, right? And more particularly in this Rams game, the team played like Sean wants to play team ball. He wanted to run the ball, he wanted to play good defense, and throw when necessary, right? The Rams is like, you not running the ball, we're going to take away your best options in the pass game, and Josh is going to have to do it by himself the whole game, right?
And we're not very good.
Right. And in that setting, Josh still was playing under the premise that I'm not going to take over the game right now. When they came out in the second half, Josh put it all on his back and was like, yo, if I can't get it through the air, I'm going to get it on the ground. I don't care what nobody say now. I'm going to take this game over. I'm going to get it done, right? So I think that's been part of this slow start process that everybody's been criticizing the team about this season and even last season. I think it's because the team starts out with the mindset that like Sean likes, we're gonna run the ball, we're gonna play good defense, we're gonna throw, when necessary. Josh is not gonna do too much. He's gonna stay in the pocket. He's gonna stay within the box of whatever the game plan is and all that kind of stuff. When we played against the Chiefs, we didn't have that mentality. We were going for it on fourth downs. We were calling plays in which, Josh had to take it upon himself to get to first down half the time. You know what I'm saying? Like from start to finish. And that's why I always go back to that game. Because for me, honestly, that was not the regular Sean McDermott that we're used to seeing. It's not. From start to finish, they were blitzing. From start to finish, they were doing twists and stunts and stuff like that on defensive line. From start to finish, they were aggressive, playing press man and playing more man coverage and all that kind of stuff. But when you go into this Rams game, like you said, and you have this mentality of they're not good enough to force us to play, man coverage the whole time, or they're not good enough to force us to put 3 linebackers on the field, what tape are you watching? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what boggles my mind is these are at the end of the day, the head coach is responsible for looking over everything and saying, okay, is this going to work in terms of winning us the game? And Sean McDermott, so far, from what we saw on this past Sunday, he looked at that game plan and he said, yes, this is going to win us.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I disagree with is I agree with most of you said, but you said we're gonna run. They didn't run the ball at all.
Well, they tried to, and it got shut down.
They didn't shut him down. He ran 6 times.
He
That's
had
it.
6
Cool.
carries
They
for
stopped
20 yards.
running.
Yeah.
James Cook.
He just really stopped
So
running.
he gave the only running backs that ran the ball was James Cook, and he had 6. Everybody else was non-running backs. So what I'm saying is they never abandoned. They never
abandoned.
stopped the run game. They just stopped running.
Yeah.
It wasn't stopping them. He just stopped doing it.
Yeah, and running the ball, even if it's not successful, sets up so much stuff. And to somebody's point, I mean, we only played one team with a plus 10 ranking in points against. That's the Chiefs. That's the only team that we played against that's not middle of the pack or worse. So the thought process that says this is sustainable to just keep scoring 40s and 35s and 50s.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. And I mean, I know people. I believe it. I get it. People really rely on Josh to do the unthinkable. People, it's maddening to think that one guy can do that much when it's just not clicking, because we all know this team needs a defense. The team is built for the defense to do stuff, and when they don't do stuff, screwed. You know, never mind what the offense does in any fashion. Khalil Shakir, Ty Johnson, who else had a big day?
Cooper. Cooper.
Amari Cooper, yeah. So you're thinking about a side of the ball that did pretty well, but on the other side, they just let them have what they wanted, and you got to diminish that by the fact that the Rams are they're 23rd in defense.
Mm-hmm.
They're Swiss cheese. The fact that we only put up 42 and lost to 44 points or whatever, that sucks. It really sucks, because we should have dominated that team based on what we've seen this whole season. You know, the fact that why were we allowed to get 42 points is because they really never had an answer for us. And when they asked Joe Brady, why didn't you run more? That's on me. I got to get Ray Davis more involved. No crap, boy.
Right?
No crap, boy. You didn't see that during the game? What you do? Just tear out every rushing page of your playbook and just toss it in the garbage? Yeah. Well, you dance. You go to the dance and dance with the person you came with. You came with the run. James Cook, pretty good. Ray Davis, pretty good. Ty Johnson, pretty good.
What was Cook's yard per carry?
6 for 20. So that's 3.4 or something like that. They ran the same BS up the middle. Yep. He got one good run, I believe. The rest were like fighting for his life yardage.
Right.
And then they said, screw it.
That's what it seemed like. That's why when they stopped running, I wasn't mad at it, because it didn't seem like the run was having the effect that they needed it to have.
Well, the problem is they did what we always talked about, that double team bull stuff that they do that never works. Yeah. That's all they did. They didn't try anything else with that. And when they said don't work, guess what? Let's just throw.
That's crazy.
And for the fact that Ray Davis don't even get a carry.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's a foul.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like I said, they wound up losing that game, but the offense was clicked. Like I said, I haven't seen the team that can stop us on offense. But at the end of the day, if you still believe in the theory that people say all the time is defense wins championships, if you still believe that, then that might be our problem. But the way the game has changed, I still think defense is important, but if you can't score points, you're not winning nothing.
Exactly.
No, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't expect it. Don't take me to think that we're going to be a 10-3 game or like that. I know that's not going to happen, but
no.
I think you need to at least put up some kind of opposition. Like I said, they didn't even punt until the fourth quarter.
Yes.
They didn't have a punt to the fourth quarter. They just did what they wanted. Only time we stopped them was when they got the ball right before half. Yep. Right. And we didn't stop them. They just had a minute to do something. They didn't have enough time.
Right.
They would have scored again there. So that's the part that drives me nuts. I don't care that they scored. Where is the opposition? Every third down, they got what they wanted on third down. Guess what? Detroit is number 1 on third down defense. They're number 2 in fourth down defense. They're number 4 again, offensively on third downs. You got to do something. And I implore them. Go heavy in the front. Go heavy up front. Elianku, get your jersey. Get your jersey. I don't care if he starts.
They are going to need it.
They need that.
Yeah.
And Dwayne Carter. People like Dwayne Carter. We saw one really dominant game of his, and we remember that game. But what happened the next game? He got pushed out of the pocket, out of the hole. He was pushed all over the place. So let's pump the brakes on Dwayne Carter just for a second.
Right.
He's a rookie. He's good, but let's pump the brakes. And plus, he's not a pass rusher. When it comes to Jared Goff, like you said, he doesn't play out of the pocket. They're the best team in the league when it comes to play action pass completions. Yep. The best team. Yep. Jared Goff is number 7 all time in pass completion percentage right now. What does that tell you? You got to get to that. You got to get to the point. You better dictate something. If you don't dictate, we may as well just hold this L right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got to change.
Roy asks a very interesting question. He says, let's see if I can get this up here.
How did the Rams only score 12?
Yeah, how did the Rams only score 12 last night? Very interesting question, because when you look at what the 49ers had, this was the first game Dre Greenlaw came back. Nick Bosa, this was his first game back. I mean, this should have been an easier game. Now, to your point, you keep bringing up, it's a divisional game. These guys know each other well enough. It did at certain. No, I'm serious. At certain points, it did seem as though the 49ers knew what was coming and were able to time their attack on the gaps the right way. You know what I'm saying? So I think that played a big part into that. This is a team that plays the Rams regularly, and if you don't play the Rams regularly and you're not familiar with the talent and how they use it and all that, they're going to be a big problem, you know?
The big difference between the Bills and the 49ers is the 49ers are bigger on defense.
That's very true.
So Puka can't do what he did on the Bills on their defense. He can't. And they know he can't. That's why he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have no touchdowns. It was all field goals. Because that defense, they're bigger, like kind of like you said too, they know what they're going to do, so they can stop it. Now, this is just me. I believe if we played them again, the Bills would beat them probably by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Because they would take the ball first.
Right? And I don't think that he has that same success. It's just me. I mean, maybe he will, but I don't think that'll happen. But with the Lions, though, the only difference between the Lions is even if they do pass on us, they don't, like, Amon-Ra is a beast, but he's not the same type of receiver Puka Nacua is. So I don't think that the Bills will struggle too much against Amon-Ra. My wild card is Jameson Williams.
Okay,
he's the wild card for me for that pass attack.
Yeah, because he's going to force,
especially if Rasul's not playing. So depending on if it's Ingram or Elam, I think they're going to pick on that side, and it's probably going to be with Jameis Williams and not Amon-Ra, because you already know what Amon-Ra going to do.
Yeah,
they're going to move him around, move him in the slot, move him outside. He's going to get his, but the damage, like Puka, I think it's going to come from Jameson Williams.
You know who's gonna have a big game this game though?
Who's that?
Because the safeties are compromised. If they wanted to get Sam Laporta going off, nothing they could do.
Yeah, is he fully healthy? Because something off with Laporta.
I don't think they're using them.
They're not just using them.
They're just not targeting them all like that.
They don't need them.
Right? Yeah, they really don't need them, and that's crazy to me. They got so many. They have that many weapons on offense. They don't even need, like, Tim Patrick is coming on as a number 2 receiver in that offense.
Yeah,
like
you might be right though. Laporta might have a big game.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you got your rookie's gonna play, and you're gonna who you putting at safety? Cam Lewis.
Do you think
that could be?
Do you think Hyde come out there? He ain't coming out there.
There's no way Hyde is coming out after 1 week of being on this team. No way. I want to get to this comment by Thomas real quick. My man Thomas, he says, Bean and McDermott aren't handcuffed. McDermott isn't getting fired, though. The Sabres are in disarray, and Pegula isn't going to mess with his moneymaker. I think that is the main point in all this is as much as we cry and whine about it, he not going to mess with the dollar signs coming with what Sean has been doing.
Listen, the Sabres are a dumpster fire, bro.
Yeah.
Key, they lost, what, 8 now in a row?
8.
What? 8 in a row? And, like, from what they're telling me, like, I watch hockey a little bit. Like, I'm not into it like I am football, but
Same.
They're telling me the problem is Kevin Adams.
That's GM, right? Yeah.
But they will not get rid of this man.
They just keep firing all the coaches.
And everybody in hockey has said the trend in hockey is if you don't make it to the playoffs in 5 years, you're fired.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. Every GM, you don't make the playoffs in 5 years, that's the magic rule. You get 5 years.
How long has
you
he
don't
been
make
here?
it, I think this is his 5th year.
I believe so.
So if he does not get fired,
You need to go.
nobody's getting fired from a Terry Pegula team.
No.
I don't.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think I think he's right. He's looking at it's just a moneymaker to him. He doesn't really care the outcome of the teams. Like, he don't care about that. It's just a business for him.
So let me ask y'all this. Because this is the only caveat. Remember, the caveat king talking right now. This is the only caveat that kind of opens up a small little hole of light at the end of the tunnel. We have the new ownership group that just got approved this week.
Yeah,
actually,
I saw all the names. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we got some different blood in the room that's part of the ownership group.
Yeah.
Some of them are players. Some of them know what successful mindsets look like and what successful mindsets don't. Like, could this be a situation where they're looking at, what's going on with the Sabres and they're looking at Pegula like, you ain't gonna do nothing about that? Like, yeah, I know we don't own the Sabres. I know we just own the Bills, but like, I mean,
it'd be nice, but no, I don't think so.
What I can see though happen at A is those group of people hit him with a suggestion like, hey, Terry, I think we should go this way. And to me, because I really think he doesn't care, go ahead. I think he'll let him do it.
Yeah.
But my issue is the guys who are there, do they know how to win at football?
I think Terry'd be like, okay, how much of this team do you own again?
You think so? I don't think he cared.
I don't think Terry wants to hear it. I think Terry got a goal. He's 73 years old. He's got a goal. He's got a mind state. You ain't changing it. He's like, this is winning football. You guys jumped on. Look at your pockets. Look at your dividends. look at your debits and credits.
Look at your dividends.
Look at your that's why you're here, Tracy, isn't it? Hey, Vince, that's why you're here, right? Yeah. Look at your credits and debits. Go spin the basketball.
Yeah. Bones thinks Terrell Bernard is going to control Laporta. What y'all think about that?
So, to me, like I said, I've been watching the Lions play. To me, something looks off with Laporta. Like, it could be he's just not being used in the system, but something he's not like he was last year. Last year he was dominant, and like you could just tell. What I mean by he don't look right is when he run the routes.
Well, he's coming back off a serious injury this year.
I think so. I don't think he's 100%. I really don't think he's 100%. But it all depends. Like, I can see him where, depending on what type of defense we play, I know it's defense we can play the nickel, but if he can get open and get in the zone, like I can see him hurting us. I don't think he's going to kill us, but I can see us doing some damage with Laporta.
Okay, Key, what you think?
I'm saying bring it. Let them do it, because if they do that, guess what? That means Williams is accounted for.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra's got attention. I'd rather the tight end break me off than these cats.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, Junie, but yes, I'd rather the tight end break me off than these cats. I said it again.
Yo, bro.
You didn't get it the first time, so I thought I'd throw you a lap. We've been getting cool lately, so I thought I'd give you a little layup,
Not on the show.
He missed it, so I said, okay. Take another one. But no, I see, this goes back to my Belichick thing, to my thinking. Like, who am I going to take away and who am I going to let go?
Right.
If you guys get Laporta going, bravo. You figured me out, because you haven't used him all season. Okay. But I can tell you, was it Knuckles and Sonic?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to let them get off. So, Bernard, you stay home. Do they spy running backs in football? I don't know. But the thing is, if you come up with something clever like that, you come up with something where Bernard stays in the gap. You don't, because they're going to use Laporta to try to decoy him out of the place. They're going to use Tim Patrick and people like that to try to get him out of where they want him to be. This is a chess piece match here, and if we're really putting a lot of effort into Laporta, somebody else is going to step up big. I can see it.
Yeah, that's exactly where my mind goes, because if you're going to keep the safeties back to account for Jameson Williams, you're going to put Taron Johnson on Amon-Ra St. Brown, and you're going to have Terrell Bernard, manning up on Sam Laporta. That means you're going to have to trust in the pass game. You're going to have to trust Matt Milano coming off of his injuries to cover Jahmyr Gibbs one-on-one. Do we think that's a fair matchup? I don't think that's a fair matchup. You know what I'm saying?
You saw what Kyron Williams did to him.
Right. So, for me, I just, again, defensively, this is not a game I want to depend on my defense. I don't want to put them in a position where I expect them to do anything. Honestly. Really and truly honestly. But if you want to give yourself the best chance of playing with house money, then you got to be more aggressive. You cannot give Jared Goff time in the pocket. You also cannot give him a run game to play action off of. If you take that run game away, we've already seen it this season. We saw the Bucs do it. When you take his run game away and you force him to be a pocket passer, he can't beat you that way. That team is not designed to function that way. That offense is not designed to function that way. So, for me, you got to settle out on defense. You have to be somebody other than who you've been this whole season to beat that team. So I think the interesting part going into this game is going to be watching for what Sean does. What is Sean going to stand firm in his belief and get us killed on defense? Or is he going to make the decision to be aggressive and make changes and do whatever it takes? I understand the mindset of someone like a Sean McDermott who does not want to budge, because when they budge, it means they've lost in their minds. But in this case, it doesn't mean you've lost. It means you're choosing to win in a different way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just so you know, Sweat put you on 5-minute timeout for missing that AO. Yeah. You're on 5-minute timeout.
So that means we can say whatever we want 5 minutes?
Nobody can hear him.
Yo, I just got a notification in my phone today from fantasy basketball saying I need to pick up Dick.
Oh, you do. You do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to find him. I'm going to try to find him. If I can find Dick, I'm going to pick up Dick.
Yeah.
You can't say nothing. You on timeout for 5 minutes.
You're in the penalty box.
Right.
You're in the penalty
I
box.
can say whatever I want. I'm going to look through the players in my fantasy league, and if I see Dick in there, I'm going to pick up Dick.
You got it. And you got young.
Side note, you know what Brunson said?
No.
Jalen Brunson said, yo, I'll take Dick.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yep. I want that. Yeah. But no, it's funny because you got he's losing his mind over there. He got like 4 minutes and 15 seconds left on your punishment. So, but you know, while we were talking, you know, I said, you know what? Let me look at this. You know, the Rams, every game that they scored their highest point total, they allowed the teams to 20 minutes of possession time. The only two caveats to that was San Francisco and Seattle. They want the other team to not run the clock, which makes sense. But when you're the Bills, when you say, you know what, we getting given to, our defense sucks. We don't want their offense on the field. Let's run the ball. I think Leak said in the comments that Cook sucked in the game. I don't know how you could suck in 6 carries, but I mean, let's look at it like this. If he sucked, that's why you drafted Ray Davis in the 3rd round, is it not?
Yeah.
He don't get a carry.
Not one.
Yo, that's burning you, bro.
It burned me, and I'm a Cook fan. Did I say that?
Hey. Now, I like both of them, right? But I would rather lean on Cook. But, like, bro, I know I know what I can get out of Ray Davis. You at least got to give – come on, bro. How you not give him not one chance?
If you don't like him, Ty Johnson.
Right.
If you don't like him, there's 2 other guys you can put out there. What are you doing?
Crazy to me.
That's
crazy.
insane. It is. It's perverse. It really is. You got 3 guys. One guy you brought back from last year. The other guy you drafted relatively high for a backup running back. And you got your bell cow guy in Cook. And you said, you know what? Let's try 6 times. Oh, 6 is way too much. We can't. No. They blocked our punt. No, let's keep going. No, what are you doing?
Right.
And Ty Johnson scored a touchdown.
Yeah, on a long pass because he had no other
so
choice.
You think, like as a football player, you get in the end zone, you get that momentum, like that gets you going. Mm-hmm. You think, hey, let's give Ty Johnson a couple carries since he got the touchdown.
And you kept saying the whole time, every time we got down to like 2 yard line, he's like, let Cook. Every time he's like, give it to Cook. Nope. Josh.
Yeah, some of the stuff, it just boggles my mind, like just from a coordinator standpoint. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I don't coach football, blah, 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 but come on, man. Like the basic stuff I know.
Man, say it with your chest. Don't caveat
come
that.
on, man.
Guess what? Brady was wrong. That's all you got to say. Brady was wrong.
Yeah.
And there's no justification for him being right. There's none.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything else, we get blown out. We were getting blown out anyway.
Right.
It just looked different. It was a sexy score. We had 42. We weren't close. Because if we would have scored again, guess what? They probably would have scored again.
You know what's really funny about this? What if Sean already knows his defense is not that great? What if he already knows that his scheme isn't going to do what he wants it to do, but it's too difficult to turn over the whole defense and change the scheme and get different players in here? And the reason I'm asking this question is when Sean talks about running the ball, what does running the ball do? keeps the ball in your offense's hands, right? Mm-hmm. It runs the clock out, right? It tires out the other team's defense. It ends the game faster. It keeps your defense off the field, right? If this is the way that Sean wants to win games by running the ball and then playing just a little bit of defense, what does that say about his thought process about his defense? I'm not saying he has to think that way about his defense. I mean, most defensive-minded head coaches want to run the ball and play defense, but when you come out of this Rams game and you say we needed to run the ball more, what it sounds like you're saying is we should have kept the ball out of their offense's hands a little bit longer. We should have kept our defense off the field a little bit longer. Maybe they wouldn't have scored as many points. That's hard. That's hard when you're a defensive player and listen, NFL players can see through coach speak. Right? And that's like when I'm looking at what Sean said there, that triggers that thought of, well, bro, if you want to run the ball, that means your defense ain't on the field. How are you winning with your defense? You're essentially winning with the offense just in a way that makes sure your defense ain't got to come right back on the field right away. That's why fans are not going to see the K-gun come back. That's why and listen, I don't know if y'all notice a trend with all of this, but we've only had one offensive-minded head coach from the drought to now, right? And Chan Gailey's offense was the only tempo offense we saw the entire time we were here as fans since the original K-Gun. You get what I'm saying? That's because defensive-minded head coaches want to run the ball, play time of possession game, and keep their defense off the field. That's the formula. But when you do that, you're also essentially saying, I don't want my defense on the field, which is kind of ridiculous if you ask me. I mean, it's just I don't even know if he realizes that, or maybe he does. That's why I asked the question. What y'all think?
So when you say keep the defense off the field, to me, which I do see your point, it makes sense, but I never thought about it from the way you're looking at it. When I look at it as I'm taking their offense off the team,
right,
off the field.
Yeah,
meaning most. I mean, there's a couple, but most NFL teams, like the good teams, their offense is better. Like they got a elite quarterback or elite wide receivers or running backs that you don't want to see. Like I don't want to see Saquon. So if I'm playing, I don't want their offense to be out there. So I don't take it as a shot to the defense saying that I don't want y'all on the field because y'all a liability. I look at it as I don't want your offense on the field because that's what's going to kill us. Okay. Because their players are better. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I think I get it. I get both sides, but I think for me, being a defensive-minded person, y'all didn't know that I was very creative. I like offense all the time. No,
yeah,
but,
right.
See, when we play Madden, whatever the case may be, you always got to have somebody on defense that can take away. See, I always wanted to win with my defense, but I always wanted to have a 10+ sack man. I wanted somebody that's going to lead the league in interceptions. That's what I wanted. I wanted a blue chip offensive line. That was my thing. So when you're McDermott, you play this relaxed defense as bend but don't break defense. That all you're doing is just like escorting them down the field.
Yeah.
Why? But you built that now, and like to A's point, you don't have. You guys know I like DeMar Hamlin, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's going to be a ball hawk. When I say it, I'll be playing around. But I mean, he does what he does well. But where was Cam Kenseth next to him? Where was Bullard next to him? Where these guys that we know coming out of college or have done it in the league for a year or so next to him? Right. You don't put Taylor Rapp there. You don't run a 2-strong safety set. Where's the pass rush? You got Ed Oliver, you got Daquan Jones, who don't do anything. Ed Oliver's got like 8 tackles on the season, 1 sack. Von Miller does the best he can, I suppose. He does direct some shot, but the numbers aren't there. AJ Epinesa, 2 touchdowns on his head last week because he couldn't figure out what the play was. It was wide open. Did you guys see the Chicago-Detroit game?
Chicago
2 weeks ago.
Yes.
I saw some of it.
Yes.
Did you see?
That's why this is why I'm more advantageous that we're going to beat the Lions because the Bears had them. They had them, bro.
Did you see the trick play?
From
Penny Sewell on an end around.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the hell was that? What did the Bills' heads collectively
creativity.
explode if they see this?
Right.
Innovation, baby.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. The Bills' heads will collectively explode if that happens to us on Sunday. They will not know what to do. They will not recover because they're like, you're not supposed to do that. Annexation of Puerto Rico. You can't do that. Wait, what did he do? That's how they're going to think, and they're going to be flummoxed the whole time. If Detroit wants to do if they want to get in our heads, do something like that early on, and let the Bills like, you know what? I don't know if it's going to happen again. I don't know. And what they did was perfectly. That was smart because what did they do? They knew it wasn't going to work, but they put it on tape. Why is Sewell on the left side? Oh no, they're going to do it again. But guess what? They just setting up a heavy run to the left.
Yep.
But now the defenses are scared. The Bills never do nothing like this. Like what was it, Samuel early in the season?
Yeah.
They tried to say we never saw that before. Nobody whatever. It's not going to work because you didn't set it up. But when you're Ben Johnson, when you're guys that innovate, even defensive head coaches, it's not a pass. And not to go at your point, but it's not a pass that you're that staunch in your position that you can adjust.
Right.
Even if it's small, because you're a head coach. This is what you do. I does that. Like Ken says, I don't know. I sent y'all the video. Rain, sleet, or snow, I'm on the dough because I do my job.
But see, like, and I think the point that I wanted to make is in line with that thought. I think you're right because if we look at what Mike Tomlin does, Mike Tomlin's a defensive-minded head coach. Or well, I know he was a wide receiver, but
Yeah,
I mean,
that's society likes. That's society likes.
Right. So when you look at the Steelers' defense is a weapon, right? I'm not running the ball with the mentality to keep their offense off the field because I'm nervous about them scoring. I'm running the ball to keep my offense balanced.
Yep.
And that's what I see as the difference in Pittsburgh as opposed to here, where here it's we got to control the ball. We do not want to give that offense too many chances and tries against our defense. We do not want them figuring us out. We need to keep that offense off the field. It just the vibe is different. The impression that I get from Sean is different when it comes to that. And let's be real. The reason that it feels different is because if we had a defense like Pittsburgh, it'd be easy to think, oh man, well, we ain't scared of no offenses.
Right.
We ain't scared of nobody.
Right.
We just trying to run the ball so that we can play action, so that we can, have big plays in the passing game and stuff like that.
But to your point, which is kind of piggybacking off my point, which is not your point, which is my point, which is his point, everybody's point.
All the same.
The Steelers' defense is third in time of possession against. Third. So that means we on the field, but guess what? We're going to take it from you, or you going 3 and out.
Right.
Also, the Steelers are first in turnover percentage in defense. So, if you have a defense that's opportunistic, then I don't care about Minkah Fitzpatrick. It's a name, whatever. But you have to have somebody on your team that imposes that fear.
Exactly.
That has that will. Nobody's afraid of Taylor Rapp. Nope. Nobody's afraid. I mean, Christian Benford with 8 more interceptions, maybe people will start worrying about him being a lockdown guy.
Right.
The linebackers, it's cute. It's cute, but guess what? When you have no front four in front of them, they're neutralized because the offensive line is getting to them. Now, what you got to do is you got to figure out what's more important to you. You failed at defensive line. Your specialty is supposed to be the safety. Why don't you go get some blue chip safeties and coach them up?
Exactly.
Because your defensive line is going to be average. We know that. And you got 2 safeties at linebacker. Coach them up too. Babbage, that was your job. That was your job at safety. Your job at linebacker. Now you're the defensive coordinator. You have a history with all these players except for a couple.
Yeah.
Do your thing. You know who they are. Be creative. Yeah. The front four is a lost cause. It is. It is what it is.
The one thing I agree with what both of y'all said, and I think I kind of see your point now, because Keyshawn said it. McDermott likes to escort the offense down the field, meaning, come on down and kick this field goal. You're gonna get 7.
Exactly.
Come on down and kick this field goal, because you're gonna kick 7. So I think you got a point where he knows, like he said, we don't have elite players on defense to where we can depend on.
Yep.
So it's like we got to bend but no break, because as long as we don't give up a touchdown, in his mind, that's a win.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, they got a field goal.
Hey,
we won. Because
kept
guess
4
what?
points off the board.
I know my boy on offense, he going to get touchdowns. So that's it's when you look at it from that standpoint, technically you're supposed to win because you're putting up 7, you're putting up 3.
Right.
But at the same time, when it don't work out, now when they're putting up 7 instead of 3s,
Right.
what are you going to do now?
Exactly.
Now you escort them down the field. Now you're escorting them down to touchdowns, not field goals.
Right.
Yep.
That's a problem.
And that's usually what happens with the good teams. The good teams are like, oh, you going to hold my hand? Okay,
Yep.
yeah, come on. Let's
Yep.
do it. You don't want to hold my hand inside the 20? Oh, that's fine. I can do it without holding your hand. Watch
Right.
this.
We'll just dink and dunk.
Right. That's fine. We'll take it. Like the Bills defense literally rolls right into an offense's mindset of take what the defense gives us. The defense is going to give you everything between the 20s, but once you get inside the 20 and they try to take it away, well, it's too late. We already in the house. You can't kick us out now.
Right.
No, you go.
I think you'll like this in converse to the Steelers. Let's look it up. The Bills, 27th in the league in time of possession against. They give up 3 minutes per possession. I mean, you can't be on the field that long.
Wait, 3 minutes more than everybody else?
No, 3 minutes we allow it per drive. 3 minutes. That's 27th in the league. So the Steelers for 2 minutes and 13 seconds per drive they allow. We're at 3 minutes. We're letting them do whatever they want. It's only a 40-second play. I mean, you played. How long is a play really when you get on the field?
That's true.
It's like 8 seconds. The huddle's longer than the play.
Yeah.
So you're giving up 3 minutes. You know how many yards you get a takeaway.
Right.
You know, I mean, I know we're third. People are going to argue we're third in
And I
takeaway percentage,
think
but still.
that's where he gambles. Because we go escort you down, but if we get a turnover, oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Right? Because those turnovers are huge.
Right.
Because of our offense. You know we scoring. You give us a turnover, that's an extra 7 right there.
Right.
Now we just double dipped on you. Now
Yeah, I mean, you look at scoring. We're second in the league in offensive scoring. We're 22nd against
that's crazy.
in scoring percentage.
We're number 2 in the NFL in scoring.
And 22nd in scoring percentage against.
Jeez. So, Marlene, welcome to the show and welcome to the chat. Because you have joined us and because you decided to comment, you are now part of the Post Podium family, and there's no getting out. So I hope you're happy here. Pull up a chair and enjoy the meal.
We love you.
Marlene says they should fire Smiley. Special teams have been playing awful. My question to you, gentlemen, is do you think Sean would dare fire another special teams coordinator within a 3-year period after he fired the first one after the 13 seconds game?
I don't think there's enough of a case to fire him now. Like, he has, like, there's a couple instances where he could have, the special team coach could have did better, but it's not, I can't put out a long, like, evidence of, see, he did this. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's enough to warrant a firing or getting rid of him.
Yeah, I mean, that's a slippery slope because special teams is really not schematic. You figure the kickoff rules is brand new. Nobody's going to be good at that.
Yep.
Tyler Bass missing field goals. That's not directly tied to Sean Matthew Smiley. You know, if you're looking at the 9 people on the field,
About to say, whose fault is that? Is that on? Do you blame Smiley for that, or does that come from like Sean or Babbage? Well,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be Babbage because that's special teams.
Yeah.
Is that him? Is that Smiley's job to get his 11 out there?
Well, yeah, but there's checks and balances to all of it. I mean, everything from the timeout call to the 9 players on the field. Sean's got to be aware of all that stuff. And I get he's a head coach and there's a million things going on, but bro, this is your job is to make sure everybody else is doing their job.
Yeah.
And if you see 9 players on the field, hey, timeout. Like what we doing? Like the whole idea of them punting was for us to try and block it.
But the thing is, it's funny because they count. They count. Codrington's back there 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And if
Codrington didn't say nothing
he didn't
either.
say nothing.
Yeah.
He didn't see nothing. Nobody cares. They're just like,
What's Codrington
Right.
doing, man?
But again, I get that Smiley is the guy that's responsible for all these things, but when you pull back and look at the macro, at the end of the day, Sean should have already instilled in these coaches the mindset in these moments of the game. You've been in enough crunch situations this season. You have. So to run into those kind of issues at that moment of a game against that caliber of a team, like it just screamed 13 seconds all over again. I think I might have gotten a little bit more PTSD from watching this happen almost all over again. But I think to a lesser degree, man, you have to, your coaches reflect the head coach. And I don't want to sound like a broken record continuously bringing it back to Sean, but if Sean's got to fire a second special teams coordinator in less than 3 years, well, actually it'll be 3 years after this season, what does that say about Sean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just, first of all, you were terrible at picking an offensive coordinator, first off. You know what I'm saying? Your first decision was horrible. Both your decisions at special teams have been horrible. You know what I mean? It's like.
And to clarify, you're talking about Rick Dennison for offensive coordinator.
So that's a whole different issue. Rick Dennison actually cussed out Sean. Like,
no, well, you say you're horrible at picking your offensive coordinator, so I thought that's what you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. No, I was talking about
Dorsey.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, it's talking about Dorsey. Yeah, so I mean, that to me, that's why I asked that question, because I just think it's egregious in a 3-year period you fire 2 special teams coordinators.
No,
like
me and Sweat were chopping up while you were talking.
Oh, yeah?
And I think we're on the same page. He's gonna hold him in his back pocket till he needs a scapegoat.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Yeah, you're fired, but I need you to stay around just a little bit longer.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. He gonna keep supporting the guys he needs to support until he's in trouble, and then it's over after that. Mm-hmm. I agree. Okay, so now in terms of what you think the Bills can, let's do it this way. Give me one thing that you think the Bills will undoubtedly do well in this game, and give me one thing you think the Bills will undoubtedly do badly in this game, and then same thing for the Lions.
So for Bills, do well,
Mm-hmm.
pass the ball with Josh Allen. Like, it's a given. And I think Keon's playing too, because Keon
and Kincaid are back.
Practicing, so
yep.
I think he's going to do what he always does. Bad is, it depends. Either for me, it's going to be not stopping Sonic and Knuckles, or it's letting Jameson Williams beat you. So I don't know. It depends on which one happens, but I can see a fail coming on the defensive side of the ball.
Mm. Okay.
And as far as with the Lions, it's a fail for me if the Lions don't run the ball, because to me that's their strength.
Right.
And I don't know. Maybe if Jared Goff like surprises me and like just has a crazy game passing, like he passed for like 300 yards and something like that. But I would say not running the ball will be a detriment to the Lions.
Okay. Key, what you got?
I did some research, and I can tell you for Josh Allen, I'm worried about him, because like defense, he's only put 176 yards on him. So, I mean, that's man, whatever. But the blitz propensity, does he get happy feet? Is our offensive line going to hold up? I don't know. But for good, getting to the field on time, they will get there on time. But
well done, bro.
But I when he's talking, that's why I let Matt go, because I can't sit here and say I see anything that I can just point to and say this is going to be good. And that's the worrying thing for me.
Yeah, very much.
It should be the passing game. It should be this. It should be that. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever they do, and I'm not saying it's going to be a tire fire. I'm not saying that. But there's nothing I can sit here on Thursday before the game or Friday before the game and say, you know what, they can't take that away, because you see. James Cook had a little bit of issues in running, and they just scrap it. Josh Allen started off super slow last week, and luckily that defense was hogwash. Now we're playing against Sean McDermott's boy this week, the one he wanted. I'm sure nobody can tell me he didn't want him. Jack Campbell.
Oh yeah.
No, you can't tell me he didn't want Jack. He's like, yo, that's how can I say this? Okay, Sweat, Junior, cover your ears. McDermott said Jack Campbell's got my DNA all over him.
Oh snap!
And when I say that, what I mean is this. What I mean is he saw a lot of his dream defense in Jack Campbell. He's like, this is the piece I need. That's the piece for my locker room. That's the piece that makes my defense go from what I perceive as good to great.
Yeah.
Never mind the back of the backfield. Never mind
that's
the
his
D-line.
Luke Kuechly.
Yeah, that's his Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
Finally, everybody had him tied to Buffalo because everybody knew McDermott loved him.
Right.
So now we get to see him in the flesh. You see the hit he put on Caleb Williams? That was crazy. But anyway.
Was that he get drafted 2 years ago?
Yes.
Did we have an opportunity to get him?
No, he went before he thought he was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no. So okay, to go back to your question, good. I know Kirby Joseph is a leader in interceptions. I know they have a lot of faith in Tyrion Arnold. So I don't want to say there's not going to be any interceptions in this game. I don't want to say that they're not going to try to take the ball away. Mac, the whole time we were watching the game, he screamed at the TV. They're not sacking Josh. They're not sacking Josh. Every time you're not doing it. I think they might sack him.
Fun fact: Josh Allen has not been sacked since the Colts game. Fun fact:
Oh, snap.
has not taken a sack since the Colts game.
Where'd you get that information from?
Stat head by Keith John. Cody Keys put me on it.
I'm like, we help.
He said, "Hold on, I got you right now." I said, "What you using?" Stat head, baby.
But yo, I mean, honestly, I'm sitting here and I to your question, and I have a follow-up question after this.
Sure.
Bad run defense. I think our D-line is going to be exposed. Our front six might be exposed this week. That's Bernard. That's Milano, especially Milano. This is not the game for Milano again. This is the game for Dorian Williams to play. I don't care about his coverage because it was good enough. But what Milano hasn't shown is the ability to stop a run. He hasn't shown his ability to make a play in a run game. All we see is that guy. Remember that Jaguar? I said edges. Oh, that guy. That'll be Milano every time. So I need Dorian Williams to play at least 20% of this game. At least 20%. Give me a 4-3.
Has anybody asked Babbage or McDermott about Dorian Williams not playing?
Yes.
What was the answer?
I know they said something about rust. In San Francisco game, I'm stuttering now. San Francisco game, they said Milano was supposed to come off on third down, but we never got the third down, so Williams didn't get in. We didn't plan on that.
Right.
Snatch him off.
Okay,
Exactly.
so what about the Rams game?
I mean, Milano's better at that point. Like,
Right. He's still rusty, but not as rusty.
Yeah,
Get some WD-40 on him.
But
Work him out.
you'll put everybody and their mama on the defensive line, but you won't. You can't put him in for a couple of reps.
That goes my creativity. That goes my point about creativity. You don't have
Exactly.
it. And you figure, like I said, this team, as thunder and knuckles as they are, they're not great on yards after contact. They're not.
Oh, after contact.
Yards after contact, they're not great.
Well, to me, that's a bad stat. The reason why is if you ever see them play, once they get past you, they're gone.
Well, I get that, but my point is that's why I'm saying you have to hit them early and hard. You can't be afraid of them. That's what I'm saying. That's why I keep bringing that stat, because to me, that tells you a whole lot. Because that tells me teams are afraid of these guys. We ain't got nothing to lose. Our defense, if you get where you want to go, you're going to torch us. You got all the speed in the world on you. You have to dictate this game. If you don't dictate it, what's the point of playing? What's the point of even showing up if you're going to let them march down the field on you every time again and say, oh, Josh will get us out of it. Khalil will get us out of it. James Cook, no. When are you going to do something? Poke him with a stick. Do something.
They're so speaking of the Sonic and Knuckles, they're even adding more Sonic team members to the team. So they're calling Garrett Goff Tails.
Oh,
because
he looks like a tails.
because he sets
does.
everything up, and they're calling Amon-Ra St. Brown Shadow. If you see him in the cut,
He's
Oh
black.
yeah.
No, he's
Oh,
in the
that's
cut.
cold. Okay, wait. Before you finish that point, we got to duck out real quick. No. We get some static noise, so we're gonna duck out real quick. We'll be right back. Okay, is that better? Feedback.
No, he's playing. Cool.
All right, how's that? Is that better?
I mean, he's not here like that.
No. That brother's mocha like a latte.
Somebody talk to me. Tell me if y'all can hear us okay.
Can you hear us?
Nope.
Yeah. No.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it this way. Okay, we're back. I have checked chords. I have touched buttons, moved some stuff around.
I heard you smoke over there, Junior. Yeah, he touched buttons. We all touch buttons.
I got away with that one.
It's my show today, evidently. It's my show.
Yeah. It's only you. You don't only want to get tight coverage like that.
I get that. There we go.
That's what we call it.
He get that one-on-one.
Yeah.
Be roughing me up. I didn't say it. They said it. I ain't say nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
All right. So we're back. So Mac, please, if you remember your point.
Yeah. So I was saying they're not only are they calling these two Sonic and Knuckles, now they're giving them Shadow, which is Amon Ra. Tails is Jared Goff. Like they're just going crazy. I haven't heard that one yet, but they're just they're making the whole thing. So like they even calling who's the defensive coordinator?
Aaron Glenn.
They're calling him Dr. Robotnik.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You just call him Tadpole.
So who is Dan Campbell?
Whoa. Time out. So the youngster said Eggman. So back when Sonic first came out, the man's name was Dr. Robotnik.
Yes.
That's a new thing that they changed to Eggman. It's just like Bowser and King Koopa.
Oh,
Yeah. Put y'all a little some video game history right there.
Yeah. School them. All right. Nate says, "What you smoking over there?" Nothing.
Nah.
This good oxygen we got.
Smoking if you got them. Nah.
So there was something I wanted to bring up when you were
Ranting.
ranting.
They didn't even hear none of the rant.
No, they did.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of static. It wasn't that they couldn't hear nothing at all.
Oh, Nathan and Sweat said no. I said, that was a good rant too. I was going there.
So I think with okay. So going back to the point about the defensive line, I think it was something you were saying too. The idea that they have to rotate defensive linemen to keep them fresh does seem a little ridiculous when you have other players that can help. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that's the only position you're going to rotate guys, and you got Dorian Williams sitting on the bench knowing he could help. You got Elam sitting on the bench knowing he could help. Like there doesn't seem to be a cohesiveness with that train of thought throughout the whole team.
Like make it make sense. Like Milano was fresh coming back. Like he hasn't had a lot of playing time. So wouldn't you want to mix him in and out with Dorian Williams? Like why is just the defensive line only get subbed out? Nobody else moves. Like I don't get it.
This is why that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Anybody that plays sports on college, high school level, any level, what does the coach always say? You play football or you play basketball, because that was my expertise. Defensive stance hurts.
Yes.
Sliding around, it hurts. What the coach always say? You don't like it, make it stop. You want to go out to field defense, make it stop.
Yep.
I don't care about you tired. I don't care if you dog gets tired. Make it stop.
Yeah.
Then get off the side and suck that wind.
Yep.
Yes. Anyway. Y'all terrible.
Unbelievable.
Right? Everybody does the universal thing.
The audacity of you guys.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
This new breed is something
We're trying to have
else,
a
boy.
conversation over here. Jeez. God.
Old heads versus young heads. Hey, it's still 111-3. We still got 3 on them.
That's
we still
true.
got 3.
We still got them 3.
We
Strong 3.
coming up. We coming up. We gonna get double.
No, he
digits
ain't pushing the
soon.
button on that.
I have to do what I'm told. I'm sorry. I have to do what I'm told.
Hey, okay. You get your get back.
Okay, here's the question. Since we're talking about the defensive line, my man Nate says, what more needs to be seen from Javon for him to see the field again?
That's what I want to know.
You ask McDermott, ask Elam, because Elam doesn't even know.
Yo, for real.
Elam been here 4 years. He's like, I have no idea what I got to do in the field. So Javon Solomon got a limited sample size with 2 sacks. Why is Epinesa still out there? Never mind.
And I
Never mind.
guarantee
No, say it.
And I guarantee you, he got those 2 sacks on way less reps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, clearly he can win. Like, put him out there.
I mean, that's the thing. He's a rookie. He's a rookie from Troy who led the nation in sacks. This is what he does that. He does that. We know that. It's documented. It's proof. He's got the Ben. He's got Vaughn. Would you say Vaughn called him?
Called him Baby
little
Vaughn.
Baby Vaughn.
Yeah.
Vaughn don't like people. He told you that. He said, early days, I ain't helping you with Jack. Now he sees himself in somebody. Use him.
Yeah.
You wanted Vaughn at $120 million, didn't you? So now you got Baby Vaughn with a 5th round draft pick. Use him.
Right.
I don't get it.
They are too afraid of their own shadow. That's what it is. They don't want the young guys to go out there and possibly mess up. But guess what? If you don't mess up, my son's teacher said this earlier in the parent teacher conference. She said, Ken, what's this? She held a pencil. He said, it's a pencil. And she said, what's this? And he erases it. What does he erase it for? When you make a mistake, you erase it and try again.
Yeah.
That's what you do with rookies. You erase it and try again. Instead, McDermott's like, oh, we're gonna go to the divisional round. No. That's a fail, and that's why I say this all the time. That's a fail. It's a clutch. It's a crutch. Because Buffalo's like, oh, we got the playoffs. At some point, it's like divisional round don't even matter no more.
We've been going to the playoffs.
We've been there.
This is the
We
fifth time
does
won a
this.
division in a row.
It's a formality. When is our formality going to be getting to the championship or the Super Bowl? When is that going to be the formality?
I want a Shanahan experience.
Right.
Just get me there. Just get me there. Come on. God. I'm not even saying win it. Just get me in the dance.
That's true. That's true.
Nate says, Nate don't like people neither, but I like y'all. We appreciate that, man. We like you
Nate.
too.
We bangs hard with you, man.
No doubt, no doubt. So I need to ask this question. This is kind of a little bunny trail here.
Uh-oh. He's got a dark mind. I'm scared.
Cottontail.
Hopping down the bunny
I
trail.
completely forgot about that song until you brought
I did
it
too
up.
till he said that.
Yeah, please never do that again. So the fan base, us supporters of the team, are we essentially choosing one side or the other when it comes to this team? And what I mean by that is we share all these frustrations with coaching decisions and personnel decisions and draft decisions and stuff like that. And in the same conversation, we're also still enjoying the 10-plus win seasons and the playoff appearances and all that kind of stuff. I guess the question becomes, at what point at what point are the mistakes too much? And I guess what I'm essentially asking is, when does the equity for this coaching staff run out? I'm not even going to say just Sean. I'm just the coaching staff. I mean, quite possibly the GM. I don't think the GM needs to go, but I'll just include him in there if people want to go that route too. But when does the equity run out? Because we've seen for the last 7 seasons, we've seen 10-plus win seasons. We've seen playoff appearance. We know what that stuff looks like. We know what it smelled like. We know what it fit like. We know all that.
We scoff at it now.
Right.
We're like 10.
Right.
You
Now
think we're not going to win 10 games? Y'all crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So at what point does the equity run out?
I think it runs out if, I think I said it before, this year we lose first round in the playoffs. I think it starts to runs out. Now, granted, when I look at the Bills as a whole, and you say, "Are you supporting the team?" You know, we always in the playoffs. We always get double-digit wins. To me, it would have to be the playoff exits, because if you think about it, like I just mentioned, I want the Shanahan experience, right? If I get there, right? Don't get me wrong. Every team in the NFL has flaws. So I feel like sometimes as Bills fans, we want to hamper down and pick those out all the time. Like I said, every team has a flaw. So I don't want to glorify or point out, oh, man, these Bills, they need to do this, they need to do this. Like, I get it. But at the same time, for me, if you can get me to the dance, all that's in the background.
Yeah.
Because think about it. The Chiefs, they won 2 Super Bowls. Ain't nobody coming up there complaining what they need to fix, what their issues are, what their weaknesses are. Why? Because they won the championship. Not once, but twice in a row and 3 times altogether. So I think the only thing to remedy that is we got to get there. We got to get there.
Okay. Key, what you think?
I think that question needs to be asked to the fans, honestly. And the reason why I say this is because you said early in the show, or you might have said before the show, you're along the lines on my side. Show me the baby. Show it to me. And I think fans live in nostalgia. Fans live in the feel good moment. Fans live in the Mr. Brightside. Fans live in the, they always associate someone with a good time they had at a Bills game, even a loss. And as long as that feel good moment exists, fans will never care about, because I was there when I was at UB before the guy from Wisconsin Whitewater. He's in Kansas now. Before he went to UB, we were used to losing. But I was there with my uncle. I was there in the sun. I was there in my seat. I knew everybody.
Right.
We cheered when somebody did something good. But I didn't care who was coaching until we started winning. Right. Until we started feeling that difference. And the Bills are pretty much plateaued. And Nate, this is my point with you now, because this is what I'm going to say. No, because he said something. He said, I reiterate, we got two rookie coordinators. That's another one of them things right in that back pocket. Oh, we got a year experience. We didn't think we were going to be 11 wins.
Wait, who are the 2 rookie coordinators?
Babbage
and Brady.
Brady's not a rookie.
He had, 7 games last year? So, I mean, this is his first.
This is his third season.
Oh, it was the third?
Yes. He had.
No, not NFL. I'm talking about as a full-time offensive coordinator. Yeah, he ran. What's it called?
Carolina.
Not in Buffalo.
No, he was
he was in Carolina.
No, he was an offensive coordinator in Carolina.
He was in Carolina.
Yeah.
He got fired right away.
I think he was offensive
Yeah,
coordinator.
he only had 1 year there because he couldn't get along with Matt Rule.
Yeah, so I mean, you figure this is the first time that outside of Matt Rule's tyranny of this is what I want.
Yeah,
right.
He had, and that's why I say that, because I mean I'm with Nathan, but he just made the point too soon. Stop doing that. But no,
stop cutting us off.
Right, no, what I'm getting at is last year everybody perceived him as running Dorsey's offense, making it better. This year he finally brings in, Ray Davis on his scheme. He got Van Pran. He's got David Edwards over here. He's got McGovern at center, because this is my vision now. Now we see it. Now it's like, okay, we worked wonders with that. Babbage, we worked wonders with that, but it came with just short. But you guys, you remember that moment, remember that feeling. Remember that thought. Remember that joy. Mm-hmm. And we're going to build on it, because these guys got a year of experience under their belts. These guys are now proven they know what it's like to win on Sunday, because it's hard to win in this league. How many coaches say that every week? Yep. It's hard to win in this league.
Yep.
First off, glory to God. That's another tagline. Why does he say that all the time? He's trying to connect with people.
Exactly.
He's always saying stuff to try to connect with somebody.
Yep.
I'll give this guy a shot. No, you're connecting with me when you do what I know is what a football game is supposed to look like.
Man, I love this point. Keep going.
And that's and see, that's the thing. Like when you have a McDermott who keeps doing these things, he keeps associating things with things of success.
It's all strategic.
It's very strategic.
Yeah.
And to your point, when does the equity run out? When that goes away. See, when people get tired of that, but they won't, because you've been to the stadium more. When we lose or when we win, when something don't work, what do you hear? Do you hear booing that off it? No, because it's a feel good somewhere. Now go to Philly. They trying to get rid of that coach. The man just won a Super Bowl. They trying, and he's on a short leash. Why? Because he didn't do it now.
Yeah.
There's no feel good in New England, because guess what? We're used to winning. That's the only thing that makes me feel good when we win. There's no other association involved. And when the Bills realize, okay, we've done this before. We don't want to be known as this. And I heard, it was a morning show today. They were talking about what would the nation do if the Bills made it to the Super Bowl again this year and lost? What would they do? How would we be viewed? We'd be ostracized forever.
Yep.
But we want to get there. Like as
and the
fans,
crazy part is, all of us here in Buffalo who didn't, we weren't relevant fans, I'll say, like you know, in the 4 Super Bowl era, because we weren't relevant fans then. This little bit of success of making the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Like, I'd even be happy making a Super Bowl and losing. Like, I just want to see what it feels like to be 40 years old and backing a team that's in the Super Bowl. I want to see my blue and red and white on that Super Bowl field. I want to hear Buffalo Bills fans in that Super Bowl cheering for my team. I want to hear people talking about Josh freaking Allen in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's sad. That's so sad. But here's the kicker. You ever wonder why there's, how many are there now? There are 5 different Ninja Turtle cartoons now. 5 different reiterations of Ninja Turtles. There were almost 12 different iterations of Power Rangers, right? They do this stuff because to those companies that created the first Power Rangers, they realized we just got to wait a half a generation and start over again, and we get a whole nother rush of income. And if you look at what's happened with the Buffalo Bills, it's just a little bit of a longer lifespan. They went to 4 Super Bowls. Then they were out for, 16 years, 17 years?
17.
So we were out of the conversation for 17 years, right? That's a whole nother generation coming up after that, right? And then what happens? All those people are so sick and tired of losing that as soon as they get a little taste of winning, man, I don't want to go back to the drought. That's all they know. That's all they know is losing. So any little pinch of winning it means the world to them. Meanwhile, people our age who know how it used to be are going to say, the city has seen this before. We've seen what it looks like to win some games, but not all. That's not enough. And the second we say not enough, we get the blowback of, well, y'all just hate the team and y'all not real fans. Y'all not this, that. Listen, we think this because we were alive and old enough to understand the history. And I think for those people who are sitting in a position now to say to themselves, I don't want to go back to losing, you're completely missing the point of anything anybody has ever said about Sean McDermott and this defense and this team in terms of not approving of some of the things that are being done.
You're selling yourself short.
Right. Because at the end of the day, we're not talking about everything being wrong. We're enjoying the winning same as everybody else. What we're calling out are the things that we know are going to prevent this team from winning it all. And that's the problem. Because of the fact that we've gone all the way to the Super Bowl and lost, we know what it looks like to have just enough to not make it all the way. So when we see that and we call it out, that needs to be adhered to. It needs to be heard. It needs to be really understood and processed before you just start calling people, not a real fan or whatever it is. But I want to get to Leek's comment real quick. He says, excuse me, no one is worried about Pagula's inability to scout the right coach. Outside of McDermott, his track record doesn't look good.
Oh, I'm worried.
Really?
I'm worried all about Pagula. That's part of the reason why I'm like, McDermott, you just stay. You just stay. That's part of the major reason. Like, you know what? You're good.
You think that? So maybe that's everybody's reason for not wanting to fire.
So, and I think that's why I'm like, if you notice, every time we talk about, I'm like, if he just does this, if he could just do this, if he could just, that's why I'm doing it, because I don't want, and it's not the fact I'm afraid of going back to 17 years, because right now I'm in the same purgatory. I know what week we're going to be done with the season. It sucks, and like we were talking about earlier. I think the whole thing to your question is when people realize the divisional round is not a win. It's not, and it was funny because I hope you had time to ruminate on my stance on that success versus failure thing, because you didn't like it at first either, but then you started to think about it. Like after a while, you get to this point, and it's like, we keep doing this. We're not succeeding anymore. This is a formality. When you get to your standard, we talked about your standard is like, we know already. Show me something different. And God, it's the same team every year. Why do we have to keep playing the Chiefs somewhere and then they don't win in the regular season? They win. What are we doing?
Yeah. I understand it, but I still don't like that mentality, because to me it's like, again, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Hey, a winner's a win, because he said he understands it this time.
I'll take
I got to.
So here's the thing. Like, with that mentality, I keep going back to this point. To me, when you have that mentality, then anybody who doesn't succeed the standard needs to go, right or wrong.
Well, like you said, the Sabres, and I'm sorry, but like you said, with the Sabres, the GM, if you don't do nothing after 5 years, you gone.
Yep.
I think during the drought, everybody knew, it was widely understood at that point in that football era that head coaches got 3 years, and you don't do it in 3 years, you out, right? And I think what happened here is Sean got access to a cheat code that he wasn't supposed to have. Because if you look at the trajectory of his career to start, yes, he made the playoffs. Yes, he did it with Tyrod Taylor. But in the same token, they didn't win on their own merit. And I'm not going to go down that whole bunny trail again, but that's to say that Sean's first 2 years, he was 15 and 17, right? One more season with, let's just say Josh Allen didn't become Josh Allen, and they go 9 and 7 again, right? He's a 500 head coach with a quarterback that don't look like he's really doing much. You get what I'm saying? I think at that point they would have been looking for another head coach.
So by that standard, Mike Tomlin should have been fired. Why is he not fired?
Because he has 2 Super Bowls
in 2 different decades. Like, no, that's a whole different. That's a whole different generation, bro. Like,
okay.
He hasn't had one in what, 20 years?
I get it.
So that's what I'm saying. So with that logic, people who was born, they have not seen a Super Bowl from the Pittsburgh Steelers. But yet and still, nobody's saying Mike Tomlin should be fired. And same thing with Harbaugh and the Ravens.
I think.
How long has Lamar Jackson been on the team?
Well,
same as Josh.
This is where I go with that.
But hold on though. But do they have a Super Bowl?
Well, let me ask you
Have they
a
been
question you
close?
asked earlier.
Well,
Let me answer your question before I forget.
John Harbaugh has a ring though.
Let me ask you a
But
question.
not
Let me
with
ask you a question
Lamar.
before I forget. To your point where you said, I'm getting old.
Right, but yeah, right.
I'm getting old. I'm gonna forget because you asked it, and then I lost track. But you said by that train of thought, everybody should be gone.
If they don't have that success in that certain amount of tier, then they should be gone.
So this is what I was going to answer with that. What I'm saying is when I pose you with this, if you've maxed out at divisional round, if that's it, if that's all you got, you should be gone. Yeah. Now, if you do it in 1 year and you like this was a year where you fell off and you're retooling, as we said, we were going to do a soft reboot, whatever. Mm-hmm. Give you some grace.
Right.
But if you're firing all cylinders, doing the best you can with what you built, and you keep doing the same thing, it's probably that time.
Okay, so based off of that logic, then I'm correct. Harbaugh should be fired. Mike Tomlin should be fired. McDermott should be fired. Who are you left with? What great coaches are you left with in the NFL? Just Andy Reid?
No.
Who else is left?
Well, no. But I get what you're saying, and I think that mentality assumes that every GM or every owner is going to follow the thought process of what have you done for me lately. I think coaches like John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin have earned equity because they've won championships. And I think the ring does change everything. It really does. When we don't know that because we've never won one. You know what I'm saying? Like think about it like this. If we go to the Super Bowl with Sean McDermott, right? And we win a Super Bowl with Sean McDermott, and he goes the next 10 years divisional round and out. You gonna fire him?
That's what I'm saying. By y'all standards, he should be fired.
Well,
that's because he doesn't have a ring.
John Harbaugh got to the AFC Championship last year, so that's a boost. Now I do understand that, but I don't have the loyalty that a lot of people have either. In the business mind state, how long are CEOs allowed to just be average?
Well, yeah, that's another good point.
So, but
I agree with that.
But I think the bigger the question is, so let's just say what y'all saying is the standard for the NFL. Again, how many coaches will be left in the NFL? Great coaches.
Well, just because Sean McDermott doesn't last in Buffalo doesn't mean he can't win with Detroit or somebody like that.
But he's supposed to be fired.
He's fired, and you get like Andy Reid. He got fired, and he got another job and excelled.
But I think there's a reason why the longest tenured coaches there's only two right now. Is John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin. Those are the only teams that have kept their head coaches this whole time. Yeah, everybody else is filtered through coaches, including us. So I think the NFL has followed that thought process of, if a guy's not working out, we get rid of him. It's just those two teams that really stuck with their guy. But the only difference between those two teams and the rest of the league is those guys have Super Bowl rings. Andy Reid is the only other head coach to have shifted teams in the league. Or no, I'm sorry, he didn't even win a Super Bowl before he shifted. So every other head coach didn't win a ring with the team they're still currently with. Those are the only two.
That's kind of like Steve Lynn said. Pittsburgh, they wanted Tomlin gone for a while.
Yeah.
And Harbaugh was getting ready to leave. You got McVay who said he was going to retire.
Yeah.
I mean, I get your point. I get it.
I mean, because like I'm saying, if that's what we're gonna go with, saying that if you don't make this by certain times, you'll be fired. Then that's more than half of the NFL will be fired every year.
That means for $4 million, $7 million a season, you're right.
Right, exactly. Listen,
that kind of money,
I'm actually okay with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that because at the end of the day, you like you usually say, and this is still a great point. You can't argue this point. Only one team wins the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So if that's not my team 3 years in a row, then I'm sorry. I got to look for somebody else that can at least get me there. You know what I'm saying? Now if I'm John Lynch and I got Kyle Shanahan who's going to the Super Bowl and giving us a chance every year, I might give him a few extra years.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
right.
But I think for and I think this is the part that really drives it home for Sean McDermott. Kyle Shanahan doesn't have a Josh Allen. None of these other coaches in the NFL except Andy Reid has a Mahomes or a Josh Allen. You see what I'm saying? When you have, that's the difference. When you have an all-time great quarterback like a Josh Allen and you can't figure out just one year in the last 7 to get to a bowl, that's where it becomes a tough question and it becomes, okay, are you really the guy? Because Reid has done it every year with Mahomes since day one. Since Mahomes started, he's gotten there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the difference. And even with Lamar Jackson's been to an AFC championship recently. You know what I'm saying?
So he's got one just like Josh.
Right, but I'm talking about but again, we're talking about recently.
I think that goes into my point. No, that goes to my point though. See, my thing is you had an ascension. Now the clock restarts. You have an ascension to do it again.
Yeah.
Where McDermott every year the same. It's never been better. Well, 1 year it's been better, but that was when. How many years ago was that? Now the AFC was 3-4 years ago.
For us,
yeah,
that would have been 2020.
Okay, so 4 years ago. We don't make it now. We're going on the 5th season.
Right.
That's tough, especially we're not even getting to we're not getting to a place where we're getting beat by a new team. Right. It's the same Achilles heel. It's like at this point, and that kind of drives home my point for McDermott.
Yeah.
You had ample opportunities to beat this one team.
Right.
And you keep everybody knows, and we know Mac. He has these like permutations in his head where he says the Rams are going to beat, and nobody said that at his kid's birthday
nobody
party.
Was saying it, but he did. I was literally watching the game like, Mac know his team, man.
At his kid's birthday party, his people laughing at him when he walked. It was like, he said he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
My father-in-law actually, who gonna win? I said the Rams. My mom said, what? I said, yeah, they're gonna win. No, they're not. Okay.
Yeah.
Watch and see. We're gonna win.
Right. See, when you're armed with that kind of stuff, I'm sitting here like, okay, if he can do it, and we can sit there and say, we're professional men. We have jobs. This is not our job. We don't get paid for this, but we can see stuff. And they got guys upon guys upon guys that only do this to feed them with information, to give them the knowledge. And now it's up to you to figure out how to beat it. You're not getting beaten by Baltimore now. We didn't see the Chargers coming. You're not getting beat. You're getting beat by the same team. You've seen firsthand twice a year almost. Twice a year, you're still getting beat. What are we doing? And that's the angst, and that's the equity that you're talking about needs to leave. When you get bounced by the same people you built your team to play against, the equity is going south.
Right. I wanted to ask you this, and this is what I forgot earlier. If the Bills lose in the playoffs in any round before the AFC Championship game to any other team but the Chiefs, does that change the conversation on Sean McDermott at all? In terms of making it worse, is it worse for this team to lose to a team other than the Chiefs, or is it is it worse for the team to lose to the Chiefs again? Which one is worse?
Well, it's twofold, of course. Keyshawn has caveats, but no, I think for the sake of football, it's worse if you lose to the Chiefs because that's who you've gone out and said we're building ourselves to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And you have not beat them one time when it mattered the most. Regular season be damned. You have never beat them in the playoffs. You didn't beat them as far as I'm concerned. Now, the other side to that, if it's another team, like what I said, the Chargers, I don't want another team getting past me. I've been doing this dance for a long time. Yeah. My seniority dictates I need this win.
Right.
When Baltimore got to the AFC Championship, like, yo, why? when Cincinnati got past, I was like, why? What is it now?
Right.
How many more teams are going to usurp us like that? And that's why I say it's worse for me if another team beats us. But for football stand, I think it definitely is the Kansas City Chiefs winning again.
Okay, Mac, what you think?
I think it does not matter who you lose to. It's going to be the same feeling, regardless. If it's KC or if it's another team, you're going to feel the same way.
Can I just say, to that, that's why that's why I'm a regular. Because see, it's the same feeling. But see, when I go into the KC game, I'm like, here we go, this BS again. Yeah. But if we're playing against who we beat, we'll say Miami. We'll just say. Mm-hmm. We got this in the bag. Miami beats us. They've been toilet water since how long?
Now you pissed.
But see, if it's Kansas City,
I get what you're saying. You ain't mad
either way. But see, if it's Kansas City, I'm like, I'll be hurt. I'll be empty inside, but I won't be pissed because we've seen this how many times. Yeah. But if it's Miami, I'm like, we own them.
Yeah.
Well, okay. What if I ask it this way? Because this is really what I'm getting at. Does the conversation in terms of Sean McDermott's tenure here shorten? Does the leash on Sean McDermott shorten if it's a team other than the Chiefs, or does it still shorten if it's the Chiefs? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think I'm with you on that one.
Don't matter.
Either way it shortens?
Because from the fan base, a loss is a loss. They don't care who you lose to. The fact of the matter is you lost.
I'm with you there.
Case closed, end of discussion. You lost. We don't care who you lose to. So to me, my caveat is I always look at how they lose. Not necessarily you lost, but how did you lose? Did it come down to, like, for example, if it's a game where it's the Rams in New Orleans, I'm not mad at Sean McDermott. Right? I can't be.
Yeah,
it wasn't because of his coaching that lost the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's always on the why. Why did you lose the game?
See, I think that's where I'm like you, just in reverse, because when it comes to how they lost the game, man, I don't even care. Like, you lost the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you weren't prepared in some way, shape, or fashion for what they did.
Right.
You still lost. But, yeah. Videsh, welcome back, my man. He says, the last Bill to win MVP lost in the Super Bowl in the same year.
Yes, sir. Thurman Thomas.
That's crazy.
Was that
so that means we don't want Josh to win the MVP then, basically.
What'd you say, Key?
I said, when that year he lost his helmet? When they hit his helmet, was that same
I
year?
want to say that was 93.
Okay.
That might have been the Cowboys.
Okay.
Because it was Giants, Redskins, Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. Tommy, you need to slow down, bro. You said, "What's up, fellas? Your podcast is like a Godfather movie. Is there an intermission?"
It really is. I feel like we all need gold chains and black shirts right now.
Oh my God!
Yeah, no, I think I agree. You know what? I don't think I care. I think I really care who they lose to. I think for me, it is who they lose to.
It's the opponent.
Yeah, I think for me it's the opponent because I get it. But if I lose, I got to wait another however long until the next season starts, and I got to stew in it forever. I can't stew during a bye week. You know how insufferable I am during a bye week? I'm just pissed off for that whole missing. I'm like, yo.
Right.
So if I got to go for months and hear McDermott talk about the draft and how we're going to prepare, miss me. I don't want you to go to the East and West Shrine Bowl. I don't want you to go to Senior Bowl. Don't go to the Combine. Don't do none of that. Just stay home. Eat some Fruity Flakes. Stay home. You drink your chocolate milk because he looks like a man who loves chocolate milk. He does.
Yoo-hoo or Nesquik?
I think he's a Yoo-hoo guy.
He's a Yoo-hoo guy.
Yeah, I think he's a Yoo-hoo guy.
Yoo-hoo.
Yeah.
Okay, one more question. One more question of thought before we get out of here. We got to do score predictions too. It seems as though Josh Allen has cleaned up his play this season, right? He's made a firm decision to not play sloppy football, not get out of pocket too much, and just go off the cuff without a good reason to, right? And interceptions are down. His yardage isn't better, but his efficiency numbers are better, right? And now he's number one in the running in terms of winning the MVP, right? This is a place that he's not been before for this long. Usually by week 15, he's already fallen off because he's thrown 2 or 3 more interceptions or lost a game to a bad team or something like that, and that conversation's over. So my question is this. London caller, welcome to the show. She says, "You who is not milk."
I can't drink it, so it's got to be some kind of dairy in there somewhere.
All right, I have no idea.
I'm gonna say chocolate rim. Like, whoa,
yeah,
chocolate drink. No, and I want to go off cuff because we did have something here that I wanted. Videsh, the Bills are in the same boat as the Tony Dungy Tampa Bay team. They just can't get over the hump. That's exactly where you stand and where I don't want to teeter to. But if you had somebody else with this team, what would happen?
Mark Jackson.
Yeah,
Sean McDermott is Mark Jackson right now. Great coach. Just can't get him over the hump. He's not an elite coach, but he's a great coach, right? He's regular season. You got to give it to him, right? You got to he wins 10+ games every season. Now, granted, he's got the best quarterback in the NFL, but I mean, he's still figuring out a way to look good doing it, in a complete way. When he gets against good teams, sometimes we see what happened against the Rams. But he's not Steve Kerr. And the Warriors didn't start really, really being dominant until Steve Kerr came in and knew exactly how to work with Curry and turn Curry from a star into a superstar, into a global icon, right? So I think that's the difference. But the question I wanted to ask you guys, and I just lost my train of thought. So I'll go to Tommy here. Tommy says you have Billy D. Williams watching the Post Podium podcast. Now that's some cool. Need to get me a Code 45 now. Go ahead, bro.
I used to say that.
I know you got a show coming up.
I used to say that when you said Billy D. I'm like Code 45.
Code 45. Right. Man, I'm trying to think of this question. I'm trying to remember this. What were we talking about before the Yoo-hoo thing?
that knocked me off my pivot. I ain't gonna lie to you. Chat, help! That knocked me mad off my pivot.
Let me see. Hold on. Because Steve was saying something.
Long offensive drives or some of the defense. Yeah, that's true.
Steve says, whatever happens, Josh will get us there, and McDermott, his defensive mind and his defense will be the reason we get eliminated. Just cut and paste until McDermott gets fired or Josh. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, that's what triggered this thought. Thank you, Steve. So the thought is this. With all of Josh's efficiency and all that kind of stuff, right? We've heard little by little Josh give more information this season than he usually does, right? Remember when he was asked about the play call at the goal line during the Rams game, that the reporter asked him, was that a play call or did you audible to that? Me and you talked on Monday on the show, and Mac, I mentioned during that show that Josh could have easily just danced around the question. He didn't have to answer it, but he did. He said it was a called play. Right, and essentially, whether it's advertently or inadvertently, puts Joe Brady in the crosshairs, in a sense, right? And the other part of that, the other thing that does is that also puts Sean in the crosshairs too, because if it was a called play, that means that call came through Sean's headphones and it didn't get vetoed, right? So here we are in a situation where we're watching things unfold. And all the blowback from this Rams game, you're hearing Steve Tasker start to say things questionable about the defense. Chris Sims is saying questionable things about the defense. Acho and his boys are saying there's more and more people starting to pick up that something is not right with the mindset or the process with which this defense operates. The bend but don't break policy seems to be getting some extra attention now from people understanding the fundamental flaw of it. So my question is this. When it comes to I don't want to call it outside noise, but to a fan that would technically be outside noise. National media noticing the flaws and all that kind of stuff. Is that just noise at that point, or is there a valid concern in your minds?
I say no valid concern because, like my question before, if the Bills win, national media is praising the Bills. There is no negative about the defense whatsoever, even though we know our defense has not changed and it's the same defense we've been putting out there since week 1. But now it's an issue because we lost. But if we won, nobody's saying nothing about it. So I don't think it's an issue at all.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Winning cures all ills. If you win, I think a lot of the stuff we pick up on is because we've really been dissecting this for a while. I think I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I don't even think Josh should even try to throw somebody on the bus knowingly. I think it was just answering the question. They lost 44-42. He was, mentally done. He didn't have time to process any cute answers, any dancery, any hateration in the dancery. No holleration either. But anyway, no, I think that for that it could have been something. But I think a lot of people now are looking for it. Tyler Dunn opened up this cesspool, and now people are like digging and trying to find. It's like when Bonnie and Clyde, they finally got gunned down. Mm-hmm. And everybody rushed to the murder scene and take stuff from it. Now that this McDermott situation is busted wide open, everybody's trying to take something from it, and whether there could be truth or not, I don't know. But I choose to just say, you know what, it happened, and let's see where we go from here.
Okay. I mean, as always, this is the home of the all truth, no sodium takes. So, we get into these conversations and we talk about these things. It's not out of any perceived hate of the team or anything like that. It's really just to have a thought-provoking conversation and explore different thoughts and go down these trails and really flesh them out and see if there's anything at all to them. I think for me, I like to think beyond just what people say, especially when it comes to press conferences. There's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes that people don't even know about. And there's things that I don't even know about that go on in the building. You know what I'm saying? So to a lesser degree, I think when it comes to Josh, and the whole reason I brought this point up is I actually have a theory that I think Josh and the team, because I did hear that I heard, who did I hear say this? I think I heard James Jones say this earlier today. It was one of them on that show. They talked about how when you're a player on a team in the NFL, it's your brothers on the team first and coach second. So if I'm hurt, it was James Jones, because he was talking about when he had 3 broken ribs and Aaron Rodgers came to him in the medical room and just told him, hey man, we need you. You know what I mean? Like we need you. You know what I'm saying? And James Jones' mentality was, all right, I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? And James Jones also mentioned if it was Mike McCarthy that said that, he'd be like, nah, I need a week. You know what I'm saying? So.
Or if it was DeAndre Campbell said that.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So that train of thought brought about this thought in my mind. Because we've seen some of the looks that Josh has given Sean when Sean goes in for a hug. We've seen some of the ways that Josh has explained certain things that happen on the field. There's a lot more about this season that makes logical sense if the thought process from Josh is, listen, I'm going to eliminate everybody's opportunity and how can I say, legal right or I'll just leave it a legal right to say that I'm the reason we're not winning games. And Josh has done that all season long. He's done everything that a quarterback needs to do to win games. There's not one game he didn't. You can bring up the Texans game all you want. Those are play calls at the end. Those are play calls. Josh doesn't call the plays. When it comes to his play this season, he's not done anything to lose us a game. the games that we have lost have been due to scheme issues, play calls, players not being on the field, wrong players being on the field, all different types of things that have to do with coaching and not the actual players themselves. And if we do want to criticize the players, who put them on the field in the first place? I think at the end of the day, the thought process looks like these players have decided we're going to take away the excuses from our perspective. We're going to ball out. And whatever happens, at the end of the day, nobody will be able to say it was on us. We playing for us, right? But what that also does is that says to everybody who's paying attention in the way that I am, we need y'all to know it's not the players. We need y'all to know it's the coaches. That's really what this is boiling down to. And that's not even a message for the fans. That's a message for Pegula. That's really what it comes down to. Because if the players are getting to that mindset, that means you're almost at a point where the coach has lost the locker room. I don't know as a player how many times I can watch my head coach call a timeout because he didn't think we would get up and snap the ball in time to clock it. I don't know how many times I could watch that happen. I don't know how many times I could watch, a scheme that's designed to just slow down offenses not work in terms of, stopping them or shutting them down when I see all these other defensive-minded head coaches in the league with defenses that get sacks and get teams off the field in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I think that sack point is going to give you a lot of pushback because the Bills get sacks in volume. I don't even remember all the sacks. When I look at the list, it boggles my mind how we have so many.
Right.
Because it's a vanilla defense, and everybody talks about preseason being vanilla. No, that's who we are.
Well, is it spread out evenly throughout the season, or is it specific teams? Because my mind,
specific teams,
right?
Clusters. It's clusters. Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually bad teams.
Yeah.
We sack them a lot.
Rousseau had 3 sacks in one game, and he's got 6 on the 6.5 on the season. So that tells you all you need to know.
Right. So, I mean, that's just my thought process. I thought that was an interesting thought because it, to some degree, does seem like Josh is getting fed up with not winning the way he wants to win. That's just my perspective, stuff I'm seeing. But if that is the case, that means there may be change on the way because once your quarterback gets fed up, the rest of the team is gonna follow, and that means the head coach has got to go.
See, that would drive me nuts. My man texted me the other day. He was like, Josh and Terrell Bernard got into an argument and started fighting. I'm like, why? He said, because he told him that side ain't doing ish. I said, see, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But to your point, what you just said, I don't want Josh to start winning the way he wants to win because we've seen what Josh wants to do. And offense isn't built for what he wants to do. And that's where the turnovers come. That's where the injuries come. That's where this stuff, the sugar high stuff, the miss. Play within your construct because your side is not the issue. Nothing on that side is the issue. It's the other side, and you have and unlike basketball and hockey, you have no bearings on that side. You're just at the whim of whoever's on the field. And that's why when people say, if as long as you got whoever, Pat Mahomes, whatever, you got a chance. You got a chance, but it's not a good chance because you don't play the whole time.
Right.
And so I think people need to realize that as fed up as he is, if guys on the other side don't realize, we need to talk to Babbage because this ain't working. We need to do some stunts because Ed Oliver's not winning. We need to do some twists because Daquan Jones is getting old. Von Miller's on an island by himself. Let's exploit that B gap. Until they start making those conversations, having those team meetings, nothing comes of anything.
Yeah. This is the other thing. Are y'all nervous at all about anybody's ACLs?
Because of
in Detroit? Steve says, please chill at ACL tear field this week.
I mean, I'm sure something's going to happen. You just got to get used to it because there's a reason why Detroit doesn't snap all their ACLs every year. They know how to play on it,
Yeah.
So if I was Pegula, I don't know how many teams have turf fields anymore, but I'd be like, get a turf room in the field house so they get the feel for how it feels to run it because it's different. Yeah. Oh, it's a lot different than running on the grass.
They actually do got turf in the field house. I don't know how often they practice in the field house.
Yeah, you try not to unless they have to, which is ridiculous, especially when you got to play there. In that week, we're not ready for that yet. We didn't do predictions or anything.
No, I know.
Okay, all right. I'm like, don't push the button.
No,
because OLI's gonna win.
Yeah, I still ain't seen you take a drink or nothing recently. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
You missed it. You missed it. Score prediction.
I didn't miss it. Actually, somebody.
Huh?
I didn't miss it. Somebody missed it. Anyway,
No, I was.
I know you're talking about.
Oh, okay, all right. Score predictions.
Okay. This is where I'm going to go with this. The Bills are 0-3 when allowing the offense to rack up more than 400 yards of offense. Are you confident that this team is going to be held to less than 400 yards? Okay. If you're confident, the Bills are 0-3 when allowing more than 400 yards of total offense. Are you confident the Bills are going to hold the Lions to under 400 yards of total offense? That's part number one. Mac is you're. I'm
not confident.
I'm not confident in that either. But now let's go down another tier. The Bills, when allowing 350 plus yards, have won their games. Now, they've only won their games by the Jets game, 3, the Dolphins game, 3, the Colts game, 10. So in order for us to be in a close conversation with this team, is to allow under 350 yards a game or in the game. So that takes me to my next point. How much do I think the offense is going to score? Do I think that we're going to be able to score at will? Is this a team that plays to Josh's strengths, if you will? Is Josh going to tear their man defense apart?
100%.
Okay, but how much is he going to have to scramble? That's part of it too, because he doesn't scramble anymore. Josh is one of the lowest scrambling quarterbacks in the league.
Well, see, that's the thing. Even with the Rams defense, the pass rush for the Lions is not good without Hutchinson. It's not. I mean, Zadarius Smith he's a nice piece, but their man coverage plus a defensive line without Aiden Hutchinson equals the same turnout for the Bills offense last week. You know what I'm saying? I especially with the Lions play almost as much man coverage as the Jaguars do, and we saw what Josh did to that defense. So I don't care what nobody say. This offense is going to rock against the Lions defense.
Okay, so my prediction: 35-21, Detroit.
35-21. So you
Lose
think
like 2 touchdowns?
Right? That's kind of crazy, bro. Even though Josh eats man coverage for breakfast,
I have to see it. But like I said, they run a lot. So if they're gonna run like they run and we aren't on the field, it's not gonna matter. If we got to own the time of possession, we have to own the time of possession. We got to attack.
Yeah, but two touchdown win assumes they stop us twice at least.
Mm-hmm.
You think their defense can stop us twice?
I'm aware. I could be wrong, but I'm aware.
Okay, all right. Hey, listen, that's fair.
You got enough on my pivot. Come on now.
I got you. Mac, what you got?
I got Bills winning 31-24.
Wow.
31-24.
You got turnovers involved in that score?
No.
You think we're just gonna stop them one time?
My thing is,
I love what you guys say. One time.
no.
I mean, that's all. It's one score game.
My thing is, I think the Bills, for one, they're coming off a loss.
They're gonna be mad. Yeah,
they're gonna be hot.
Yeah.
So they playing, and at this point, the Lions have nothing to lose. They already won a division. They only lost one game. Like whatever. But I don't think that. Unless I'll put a caveat in there. If their run game goes off, we can have another Ravens game. If their run game goes off.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is just because of the fact that they're coming off of a loss. They know what that taste feels like with the Rams, where Josh just balled out, went crazy, 6 touchdowns, highest fantasy quarterback player ever. Like, I don't think they're going to let that happen to him again. So I think they're playing with a chip on their shoulder and they're pissed off. So I don't think the run game is going to be there, but I don't think it's going to kill us. So I'm going 31-24 because Dan Campbell is aggressive. He's going to go for it on fourth downs, and sometimes he might miss.
Okay.
So 31-24, Buffalo.
I think the Bills will catch him on one. This is a tough game for me. This is a very tough game for me to call. I think the score is going to be I think the score is going to be in the 30s for both teams. I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the talent on the field. But I will say this: I think if the Bills get the ball first, and more importantly, if the Bills win the coin toss and decide to take the ball first, that's going to tell me a lot about how this game is going to go. Because the Bills traditionally do the opposite. They want to give the ball and try to double dip at the half. If they take the ball first in this game, then I think the Bills win, because I think that says a lot about their mentality. I think that says they're willing to be aggressive and change some of their habits to do whatever is necessary to win this game. And if that's the case, then yeah, I think they do get a stop. I think they win this game by 3 to 7 points. It's going to be a one-score game. This is going to be a shootout, but I think the Bills will win this one. I'll say 38-35. I think it's going to be that kind of game. I think both offenses are going to go off, but I think the Bills, if they take the ball first, if they win the coin toss and they choose to take the ball first and they go in with that mentality to attack in the same way that the Lions have been attacking, I think this is a win for the Bills. If not, though, if Sean goes in with his we'll give you the ball first and we'll see if we can stop you. Let's go. No. If you go into this game with that mentality, you've already lost. I'm sorry. That's it.
I mean, I want to be wrong. I really want to be wrong. I don't want to lose too. Honestly, it's. I say it because that's what I just envisioned when I watched this play against the Rams and the deficiencies that were exposed, especially in the run game. They didn't even run on us all like that.
Yeah.
But when they did, they got gashed.
Yeah.
The Rams were good on third down. The Lions are great on third down. So I worry. You said DeAndre Campbell is aggressive, which is he's not just aggressive. He's a madman. He's a lunatic. And I think he knows that. I struggle with how much they respect the Bills. I struggle with how much they really wanted to see if we F around and find out. They really want that. And they want the smoke. And before the Rams game, I said I wanted to smoke. But after what I saw last week, I think it's back to the drawing board. Now you're talking about a cornerback that's down. Who's starting? Is it Elam? I hope. Yeah. But it could be Ingram. Is Rapp playing? Does it really matter? I mean, Hyde's not playing. Let's not. I saw some people on Twitter say that. I'm like, stop it.
Yep.
So you're talking about, is it Lewis Seen? Is that who's going to start? Is it going to be Cam Lewis?
Seen has been working with the linebackers. He don't even play safety for this.
Oh, no, he plays safety. Yeah, they that was an experiment. They stopped that a long time ago.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they stopped that a long time ago.
Somebody just said he's working out with the linebackers last week.
Yeah, no, they might have tried it again because they were thin, but they stopped that a long time ago.
Okay, all right.
That was I heard that was only a week thing, because I thought it was a thing too, but no.
Yeah.
And if Keon Coleman comes back, do we know if he's back? I know he practiced in full, but I mean, I'll be glad to come on the show on Monday and everybody say, "Yo, you would wildin'."
Right.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you, bro. I think the fear is real. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, this is a very dangerous team with, an offense that's built on the foundation of their run game, and that's the Bills' biggest weakness. So if they can get that going the same way that we just watched the Rams do it to us, right, it's gonna be a long day. You know what I mean? But again, that's why I presented the scenario with which I think the Bills would win, which is, show me that you've changed the mindset. Because if you've changed the mindset, then we saw what that looked like with the Chiefs. Yeah. And that's the performance that I think this team as a whole could get. Yeah. But if not,
I think for me, I just need to know why they changed their philosophy for the Rams game. Why did you decide to abandon the run all the way?
Well, that would expose that too, and that could be an even bigger problem. That would be a very interesting conversation to have for sure. For sure. Anything else before we get out of here, fellas?
I was just going to say, I hope that we're dumping McDermott, Babbage, and to a lesser extent, Joe Brady with Reed's tea. Because it's one part refreshing, one part delicious, two parts healthy. That's what you can expect to be dumped on McDermott, Babbage, and Josh Allen after this game. F.O. turkey. Get that Reed's tea. I don't drink tea, but let me tell you, it's a good drink there. What are you doing? Head on over to Reed's, get yourself a case or an individual if you're thirsty and want to get it on the go. But why would you do that? Get the case. Tuck it in the car. You won't be disappointed. What do I know? See for yourself. Reed's tea. click the link in the description below. Some that Post Podium Podcast sent you.
I promised everybody I would get the ingredients for Reed's tea. It is 4 ingredients, okay? It's spring water, pure cane sugar, lemon juice from concentrate, and black tea. That's it. The healthiest ingredients you can have. Pure cane sugar in excess is still not good, but again, it's the best sugar in that form for the body.
Everything is irie.
It's better than high fructose corn syrup.
Exactly.
That fructose stuff be hitting for something, though.
Yeah, no doubt. No
Fly
doubt.
up around this area.
It'd be hitting for a lot of cancer. That's what it'd be hitting for.
Live on the edge. No.
That's when you really say cancer. Like, that's the spot right there. Just a whole big old bottle of high fructose corn syrup and just a little tiny bit juice from concentrate.
I don't fear you. Just some water diluted a little bit. So I'm like,
That's it. I just want to wet the whistle a little bit. All right, listen. Where is this
push the
music
button.
at?
Yeah, push that button.
I missed
One more thing before you go in. I just want to put prayers up for Randy Moss.
Oh, yeah.
Randy Moss has cancer.
What? He
Lung cancer.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do we know what stage?
Nah, I don't know.
He didn't even leak it. It was somebody else leaked it. I forget who it was.
Yeah.
Man.
So prayers go up to probably one of the greatest wide receivers to ever put on a uniform, Randy Moss. If you catch the ball over somebody, you got Moss. It came from him, that man by himself.
Side note, did you know, speaking about how the legacy has been lost over generations?
Did you just side note the side note?
Yeah.
Okay.
Double side note. Footnote.
Right, there you go. Where's the foot man?
Look at me.
Where's the podiatrist?
Look how you look. I know. Look how you look. You said footnote. I can't say foot. Man, watch out. Anyway. My 8-year-old son.
He didn't say
How was that
wrong.
He don't even know.
He's right.
He want to hear his own
hit
voice.
the button just because he's got the power
He
to
want to
say
hear his
hit the
voice.
button.
You did it once, so now he thinks he got a carte blanche. No, did you know that in second grade there's a group of kids that they play a game called Mossies?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, my son's little class of recess they play Mossies.
Is that like Fumbly Rumbly?
No, I think probably an adaptation of just catching.
Really?
No, Fumbly Rumbly is running, and Mossies is catching over somebody. That's what I'm saying. Fumbly Rumbly was running. See, hit the button. Hey, yo, disrespect. Dash 4. Dash 4. No. Look at Junior. He perplexed too.
What?
We are 40. We don't know what Mossy because we didn't play Mossy.
Do you know what Fumbly Rumbly is? Exactly.
Right, same point. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, listen, with that being said.
We held the people long enough. We're sorry, people. My phone died. I couldn't respond anymore.
Oh, okay. All right. Just so y'all know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Listen. We want to thank everybody for tuning in today. We want to thank you. Listen, especially on a Friday. It's Friday the 13th, which is always a great day for me, by the way.
Is that today? Oh, man.
It
Jason
is.
Marathon. Dang, I didn't even see it. I got to get up out of here.
All right. So listen, if you haven't done already and you enjoyed your time with us, could you please give us a like, give us a subscribe. Also, hit that bell, make that thing
Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
so that you can get notifications when we send notifications. Like, I have talked with my pops. My pops is back on board for Coach D's Corner.
Yeah.
We're going to get it back cracking next week, so look forward to that episode coming up. It's either going to be out Wednesday or Thursday, and it's going to be, we're going to do the pregame stuff from now on, because by the time we get to putting the video out, it's already 3 days past the game and all, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to focus on the upcoming games going forward. So, listen, we really appreciate y'all. If you want to get a hold of us off the show, all these links right here. These links are in the description of this video. All you got to do is click on that bad boy and you can get right to our social media pages, and you can hit us up. You can slide in them DMs and say what's up, and I'm gonna say what's up back, or Matt gonna say what's going on, and whatever, right? But the idea is to stay connected. We have a ball talking ball with everybody. There's plenty of people in this chat that I talk to on a regular basis in direct messages on all our social media. So do not be shy. Get in where you fit in, and let's keep this thing going beautifully, okay? If y'all don't have anything else,
I'm ready to adjourn.
all right. This has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the All Truth No Sodium takes. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
Melly Mack.
Woody Keys.
All right. Y'all have a great night. Peace.
Peace. Peace out.